Let's go, let's go, let's go. So here we are. This is DAGDAGIEL. I'm Russell KIRKBY, RKDM. To my left is Barry Tahira playing Rokan this evening. Rokan the Orcan Hunter. Say hello.
Hello. Hello.
Greetings, Rokan. Next to Rokan, we have Jordan tonight. He's playing B. Tell us about B, Jordan, if you have a minute.
B is a wizard. She is female. She's on the run from the people that have essentially taught her and raised her, because the things that they do aren't very good, and I believe they're out to kill me.
Oh no.
Yeah, so she's on the run. She's just scared for her life, but she's getting stronger every day and ready to fight back.
Well, Barry, I feel that seeing as Alex, I mean to say B. Oh my God, run for so. Would you want to tell us more about Rokan?
No, he's an orc. What more do I need to say?
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
He likes to eat.
He likes to eat. That's true, and we will discover that through the course of our adventures. Then we have the brightly coloured Vespera of the bright hair down below there. She's there.
It's so damn hot, but I like it hot.
Right.
Okay.
And that's because she is a wildfire druid.
Yeah.
Vespera, played by Charlie. Thank you, Charlie. Do you have anything to add about her besides that she likes it hot, etc.?
What do you want to know?
What do people in the audience want to know? Does anybody out there want to know more about Vespera's character before we get underway, so to speak? We can come back to that.
So far through gameplay, she really, really likes hot food and drink.
Right.
Like the dragon's breath.
Dragon's breath, sadly in short supply.
Yeah, so sad.
Right, and then last but not least, tonight we have Avery playing Feralt. One syllable, Feralt.
Feralt, yes.
There you go. Tell us about Feralt, Avery, if you will.
So Feralt is an artificer wizard multi-class, which seems to be especially confusing to the magic users of this world because
and the dungeon master.
And the dungeon master, because it's hard to make artificers that are sympathetic to the setting.
Because I'm a bastard.
No, it's not because you're a bastard. You just have you got a way you want things to work in your setting.
That's true.
It's not unreasonable. So because artificers are incredibly rare, it's like magic's not common in this setting, but artificers are rare among the rare. So that's but the plus side is it annoys the wizard. Seems to annoy and confuse the wizards we don't like. So that's a win for me.
Right. And as I'm learning more about your artificer and artificers in general, I am opening up my mind to the possibility of there being more artificers and artificery going about. I especially like the idea of non-permanent magic items that can be given to player characters and they can run around with them. I think that's quite good, actually. So yeah, anyway, Stardust Sam, welcome back. What do you mean nuclear bombs aren't law-friendly? Sorry. I'm sorry. It's just a thing. You know, it's a thing I have with nuclear weapons in this, feudal, medieval, dark age-ish setting. Sue me. So, okay, we've covered our player characters. Where are we? We're in the city of DAGDAGIEL in Sidariel. And right now, we shall begin this next day after the last session. Presently, Rokan, Bay, and Feralt, you guys are presently sleeping in whichever of the locations that you laid your heads to rest. Probably
B, please.
I'm assuming it's a B. Do I keep saying Bay?
You keep saying Bay.
Why do I keep saying Bay? I just wanted to be somebody's Bay. But okay. Alright, B, yes. So you're all sleeping in the tavern, probably the Rumbling Pig Tavern, or do you have any other accommodations? You can think about that and get back to me. However, Vespera, presently you and your clan of druids, wildfire druids, stand on the plains below DAGDAGIEL, having set up the pyres of the fallen from your clan, the people that you've lost. And as you stand there, the first sun SOLEM PINGAL begins to rise over the horizon, shedding purplish light across the setting. You look around and you see the mournful, fallen faces of your comrades, the people that you've come to know and love over a lifetime of training with this circle of druids. And some number of them have fallen in the last few days, and the exact enemy is not entirely certain at this point who has done this. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. So, you are standing next to, presently, one moment please, the druid named Eonin. And Eonin...
He was an older man.
Yeah. And Eonin turns to you, and he says, "Now, are you ready to read forth the names of the fallen, Vespera?
I am.
Will you do this for us?" And he steps back and hands you this lantern, from which you know that you're supposed to take this lantern to each of the pyres and say the name of each individual as you light their pyre from the lantern.
Okay, I take the lantern, I go up to the first one, I close my eyes and I say, Tilak. And then I light the lantern, or the
pyre.
The beacon? A pyre. I light the pyre.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
and as you
The
do,
fire.
your own magical energy infuses with it, with the collection of the magic of the clan, and each pyre bursts into flame. It's got nothing to do with the oil that they poured onto it earlier. You know, of course, this is entirely spiritual. And yes, so you go about lighting each pyre. You go to the next pyre.
A surat. And and then the last one, a lentarin.
And it goes up. And with each of these pyres, you see the fire elemental spirit guardian of each of these individuals appear in the flames for a few minutes, and then flash off, pouring ash out of the top of the pyres and fly up into the sky, disappearing into the sunrise. The second sun begins to rise, Ida Solem, a little bit further down on the horizon now. Orange light beaming through. Now there are two shadows on everything that they cast. And so Eonin turns back to you. "Well done, Vespera.
Thank you.
We shall mourn
SOLEM.
our comrades.
Yes, we shall.
Thank you so much." And the other members of the clan come forward, and each of them gifts you an offering of flowers or incense, other
Thank
small
you.
gifts, some good berries.
Oh, okay,
You
lovely.
can,
Thank
you can add 5 good berries to your inventory.
Okay,
um,
I'll remember. Put that in the chat.
Put that.
Yeah, I'll put that over here. On Zoom. But yeah, thank you all.
Stardust says, "Good berries spoiled my last campaign." How do I detect this note of bitterness? They were bit of good berries, weren't they? I understand. I get
Bad
it.
berries.
Bad berries.
They were bad, good
They were
berries.
spoiled good berries.
Yonin, how many people do you think went with the Barakyle wizards?
Oh, we counted perhaps 6 of us.
6.
Aye.
Is that because of wealth? Is that why they went?
Out of game, I missed your last word.
Is that because of wealth?
Wealth?
Wealth? Yes.
I don't know about that. I can't be sure that it was wealth. I feel it was...
Power?
I can't really explain it, Vespera. I can't tell you why they left. They seemed content with us all this time. These years that have passed here, we've been travelling, and now we arrived on these plains. They seem more content than ever. And for them to just leave us for the Bar Kyle envoy seems strange to me. perhaps out of character, even. Odd, like perhaps those bastards had charmed them.
Oh. That's interesting.
I can't say, or perhaps they have something over them. They weren't exactly happy as they left, but they weren't... they seemed determined.
I'll get to the bottom of it.
Well, that would be good if you could. We would like to know more about that. I've heard that there is news in DAGDAGIEL of the Barakail envoy, that their messengers have been going in there this morning, this very morning, since we've been up and about.
They've been coming into DAGDAGIEL?
Aye.
So we could potentially find them? Did you see them leave?
Only messengers.
I know, well, we could always intercept one of those messages.
You could do that, yes. You could try that. Hadn't considered that. It's a good idea. But,
I just don't want this to get onto everyone here.
But the envoy
what
is
I do really matters.
That envoy, I understand they're huge. They have a massive network of wizards about the world.
So I've been told.
Their messages might be nothing. But we need to know what happened to our people, yes.
We do. Don't you worry, I'll do my best, Yonin.
He clasps your arm. Thank you, Vespera. Thank you for what you're doing for our clan.
It's alright. I can't help but get the feeling that it might be too dangerous to keep everyone here. I think it's time to send everyone back to the tree.
It could be time.
However, I wish to stay here.
You're going to stay here. You want to send everyone back.
Well, it's getting too dangerous. Look, we've we've cremated 3 of our kind.
Aye.
That's far too many.
Greetings, Vancouver by night. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you so much for coming. Now, he looks at you and considers this. It's a long way. Not everyone would survive the journey. And it's a bad time of year, too. The weather is about to close in on us. And he leans into you. He says, I've heard rumblings of war.
War where?
I heard that the wyvern-clad legions are preparing for some kind of march. They say they're marching north.
Oh, wait. The Wyvern Guard from here
Aye.
are leaving this place.
Aye. A large contingent. Preparing to leave. They have not left yet.
That's not a good idea.
I don't know where exactly they'd be going.
Look, if they're going somewhere, it's probably to leave DAGDAGIEL defenseless.
Well, are you sure we should leave then if they're going to be defenseless? I mean, perhaps
Not
we
anymore,
should stay to...
But I think we might need to remain a little bit
Look.
incognito or something.
Alright, we'll retreat to the woods. How about that?
Okay. Is there anything I could do to signal a flare if I need you? Shoot a fire, produce flame into the sky, you probably wouldn't see that.
Vespera, I hoped it wouldn't come to this, but... you stay here for one moment, and I'll be back. And he goes off, and he comes back a couple of moments later, and you watch the suns come up over the horizon for a few moments, and the flares, the fires continue to burn the pyres, the mourning continues, people come and drop their offerings at each of the 3 people that have passed away. And finally, Aonin comes back with a small box. He says, these These were your mothers once.
What? How do you have this? My mother's still alive. Did you take this from her? That's cheeky.
She gave them to me. It was a long
I thought
time
that
ago.
might have been the case. It's just like her.
Here. Sanding stones.
Oh,
You take one.
One for me, one for you?
Aye.
Ah. Thank you.
I'd only will work once a day, but I expect one message every day.
All right. One message.
And if I don't hear from you for 2 days, I'll send someone looking to help.
Thank you.
All right.
I love this. My first magic item. All right.
Nice.
Well, that's out
You've
of game
got
incorrect, but
out of game incorrect.
I've had those braces, but I gave them away.
That's true. You had them and they went away. Okay.
And then
So-
I'll head back when it's appropriate.
All right. So you're heading back. So everybody else, you're in the Laughing Pig Tavern.
Rumbling.
Rumbling.
Rumbling. The Rumbling Pig.
The pig's changing
The
its
verbing
emotions.
animal
Rumbling.
tavern.
The Verbing Animal Tavern. I'm going to do that in a sci-fi setting just for you. Okay, so you're at the tavern and you've just woken up recently. In the last few minutes, you've sniffed that nasty caffeine herb and whatever, all the things that you do when you wake up. Best left unsaid, mostly. And you arrive downstairs where the food is hot and the ale is quick. And various individuals from the street coming in for their morning breakfast before they go out to work. Some of them are coming in for breakfast having already started work and having, spent several hours working. Like the baker, for example, sitting over on the other side of the room presently, smelling like bread. Yeah. And he's also the baker because he delivered a large basket of bread to the tavern. So there's that. So what are you guys doing? I mean, Rokan, I can almost guarantee, is eating.
Me eating.
Right.
What are you eating?
Me eating bread. Bread, and it's hot bread.
So Vespera can enter the scene anytime.
Okay, I'm gonna give a bit of time.
Yeah.
And I'm setting up things for the little girl if she's come down and she's
All right.
got a big piece of bread.
Fair enough. Okay, so you got a few things ready for her if she comes down. And B...
I think with what's happened with B and her being gone, I think she would have slinked up to the room that she got for her and Vespera
Right.
and is still sleeping.
I get the impression she sort of thought about running away and changed her mind.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And I should say that when they see B the next time, she's changed quite considerably.
Okay.
In looks.
When do we see her then? Is she still in the room right now?
Yeah, she's still up in the room at the moment, yeah.
Okay, so she's waking up and she's just dealing with her own trauma for a little while.
Yeah.
And thinking about things. Okay. And yeah, so you're playing back scenes from your time amongst the Barkile envoy and considering that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So Feralt.
Feralt. Yep. Feralt is just kind of like, so, he just copied the sleep spell into his spell book from the spell books we recovered.
Right.
One of them anyway.
Did that cost you copious amounts of gold?
50 gold.
Right, I expect so, yes.
Yeah, so I've already removed that from what I had.
I trust you, it was more of a reminder.
Yeah, no, I did it at the same time, so I didn't forget. Basically, though, he's just like, so he's made notes, and I think with the way these spell books would be, it's like some of these spells, it's not actually obvious what spell it is at first glance, so he's just kind of like reviewing his notes and kind of just trying to decipher some of them.
Right, whereabouts is he doing this? Is this in the room or downstairs at a table?
He would be downstairs, but he doesn't have the books in front of him, just like, he's made notes and he's just going over them. Like, so he's copied a few things out and he's just like, looking at it, making a few marks, deciphering it.
Right.
So it would just look like gobbledygook to anybody who's not magically trained.
As you're doing that, Feralt, have you ordered any drinks or anything or any food?
I would have ordered a light breakfast.
Okay. Well, Jasna comes wandering over to you with her light breakfast, your light breakfast, and places a plate down on the table next to you and some cutlery. And she leans in a little bit to you and she says, that looks like you're doing a bit of study there, fella.
Study's not something I really stopped doing.
I see. Are you looking for a place that's perhaps, maybe there'd be less people looking at you? You see that there's a booth in the corner there with a curtain I can pull.
I appreciate that. I'll take the booth, but I like to see what's going on, so I'll leave the curtain open, but I appreciate that.
All's well. And she goes back to get your drink and heads off. Rokan, you're still sitting at the table. Are you near or with Feralt? Bonus action time.
You're muted.
Yep.
He's pretty big, so yeah, I reckon he's around.
All right, Feralt, are you good with Rokan sitting with you at the? He might come and sit with you.
It's like I don't think there's much space left on the table after all of Rokan's food, but I think that's fine.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. What does Casper say here? We're talking about a magic item in chat over here, I think. Cauldron of Plenty. Rare item from Rime of the Frost Maiden. Okay, it's a 50-pound cauldron, put some water in it 1 minute, turns into a hearty stew, provides a meal for up to 4 people. That's funny because I have a magic item in Sidariel kind of like that, but it's different. What we have is every goblin tribe has a stone, and they put that stone in their stew, and it does exactly the same thing. And if there's been at least one scenario where player characters have stolen the tribe's stone and ended up with a bunch of hanger-on goblins who have become their friends. Oh. In fact, they ended up becoming the cooks. They became the cooks for the Frostmoor Crows. So, yeah.
We've got
goblin cooks.
But we didn't end up with the goblins.
You didn't end up with the goblins.
We didn't end up with the goblins, but we've got the goblin stone of cooking.
That's true. You guys also have one of these stones. It's true.
It was funny because those goblins kept hitting on our druid.
Oh yeah, they love the druid.
Oh yes. Anyway, let's continue. So Rogan, you're stuffing your face. Feralt, you're studying stuff, and also Leslie. Is that a phrase?
I want to speak to Jazz when she's got time.
I'm literally forgetting how to speak English. You want to speak to Jasna, okay? All right. So you grab Jasna as she goes past, and she's, Rogan.
Have you talked to your friends about my deal?
Yes, I'm just getting to that very early right now, Rokan. Not everyone's awake yet.
Okay.
But soon. I'll tell you what, Rokan. I'll go and wake Luther now. All right?
Okay.
And I'll ask him while I fetch him some breakfast. But I'm going to need you to do me a favor. I need you to serve those 4 tables for the next 15 minutes.
Okay.
She takes off her apron and puts it over you.
He goes and... where do I go and get food to give him?
You just go and talk to Olaf, the cook, in there. You know Olaf.
Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, right.
All right, so Jasmine, she heads on upstairs, and you are going to spend the next few minutes serving people. Vesper, you're still on your way there?
Yep. Sure, or I could be there wherever you want.
Up to you. You turn up whenever you want to. You just
I'll turn up now.
You just break in.
Actually, I want to turn up as soon as I see Rokan walk past me in an apron.
Right, so you walk in. Basically, you walk in as Rokan is getting his apron put on, and Jasna walks past you, and she smiles to you, and she heads up the stairs.
Hello, everyone. Rokan, what are you doing?
Would you like any porridge or anything to eat?
Porridge?
Yep.
Is that like a mixture of porridge and
a
orange?
little rubber stuff. They call it over there.
Orange porridge.
Rubber stuff.
It's It's over there in the bowl if you want some. We also have a chicken. We have potato rind, and we have orange, and we have vegetables and anything you want.
Banakayan stew, says Olaf from the kitchen.
We have banakayan stew. I tasted a bit. It's not bad.
It's not as good as the real stuff.
What do you mean not as good as the real stuff?
You haven't tasted the real stuff.
Are you complaining about the cook?
I'm not complaining about the cook. I'm just saying that it's not really fair to call it Banakayan stew when it tastes nothing like it.
Well,
The door opens from the kitchen and this stout dwarf comes out, wiping sweat from his brow, holding a ladle in one hand. And he comes over to your table and he slops this slop of stew on your plate, on top of whatever you're eating. He doesn't care. That is Banakayan stew from the Banakayan made the way my mother taught me to make it. Are you trying...
I'm from that part of the world, and you got the spices all wrong.
You're not a dwarf! What would you know?
I grew up there.
Oh,
And
you did,
And I
you?
continue the conversation in Dwarvish.
Okay, so we switch into Dwarvish, alright.
I switch into... I just start speaking Dwarvish.
Oh, so you know the deep tongue, do you? You think you can get away with slighting my people just because you speak the deep tongue?
I'm not slighting your people. I'm
You're slighting Miss Stew!
I'm commenting on your choice of spices.
What?
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not what I...
Well, what would you have used then? Huh?
And I basically, I list off the spices that I'm used to having it with, which are different from what he used.
Alright, can you make a persuasion check, please?
That is 13.
13. Alright, you got a point there. We probably could have used less of the coriander and a little bit more of the... and he goes on about that.
Yeah. Oh, and then I just basically start, and then I ask him about some other regional specialties from that area.
That's true, we did have to substitute some of the blah 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 blah. And then,
Yeah, and I'm actually asking about other dishes from the area, because stuff that I'm
Right.
haven't had in a few years.
Right.
So you don't want stew?
Can you make an overall charisma check, please, for Alt?
Just straight charisma, okay.
Yeah.
That is a natural 19 for
Wow.
19.
Okay, you make a new friend, basically. By the time you've had this conversation, Olaf is... actually, he thinks you're pretty good. He thinks you're worthwhile.
Yeah.
He slaps you on the back and he gives you some extra herbs that you might not have had access to before.
Okay, and it's and I... because I'm an alchemist, I'm going to say it's fair that there's some stuff that's got an overlap between cooking and alchemy.
Right.
And it's and I pull out some stuff from my bag that's stuff that he might not have access to that he would use.
Absolutely.
And just exchange them for those.
Right. Okay, cool. So you exchange some herbs and spices and some other things that might
and we discuss cooking techniques.
All right, cool. So Vespera, while that's going on, what are you doing?
Well, I'm looking at them, at first I thought it was going to get really hairy, and then...
Welcome back, Casper the Stalker.
Then it got confusing, and then it got really,
So you want us to take stew now?
it worked out well, weirdly.
It's like a weird bromance thing.
Yeah. I'm not used to Feralt succeeding in anything.
Especially I've got no modifiers in charisma, so that was hilarious, but I think we're getting sidetracked.
Getting sidetracked.
Oh.
There's no sidetracking. This is a sandbox.
No, that's fair.
So
This can be the main plot now. This is now the main plot.
Yeah,
talking, please.
This is now a cooking thing.
Right. We'll put cooking in the tags.
It's dwarves and diners.
Right. Worse than diners. I could misspell ASMR as ASMR and put that in the tags too. Sorry, please go on, Vespera. You're trying to say something.
Now, I've heard a bit of information
Right?
from the druids. They have been keeping an eye out. There were messages coming in from the Barakyle wizards. Apparently they were recognizable. That's great. And then they told me that the warriors of the wyvern-clad army or whatever it is, they're all getting. I don't know. I'm still a newbie to this place.
Yep.
They're getting sent out to battle somewhere, which leads me to believe that someone wants these guys out of DAGDAGIEL as a means to whittle down DAGDAGIEL's defenses. What do you think?
Interesting.
That's just a personal thing. I believe that's what would end up happening, right?
Yeah. So out of game, how much does Feralt know about the Wyvern-clads? Specifically with the regards to the political layout of the city?
Well, the Wyvern-clad Guard, they pretty much worked for the Crown. Let me get some information about them. DAGDAGIEL. Okay, so you've heard that the name of the head of the guards, there's the Dagian guards and there's the Wyvern-clad, who are a little bit different. The Dagian guards essentially are the actual capital guards, and the Wyvern-clad are their armies. They have 3 divisions: the infantry, the cavalry, and the cormorants, who are their maritime division, so to speak. So the infantry are like soldiers, mercenaries, and warriors. The cavalry, knights, horses, and chariots. The chariots they get from Charasith, and the cormorants have navy vessels, ships, and fleets, obviously. They are a pretty decent and recognizable force, and there is at least one division of Wyvern-clads, their elite division, that actually wears actual wyvern armor made from wyvern skin. Everybody else wears kind of cheap copies of that. They still look cool, but they're just not made of actual wyvern skin.
Just on that subject, how hard is it to find wyvern skin?
Pretty fucking hard, I would think.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, because it's just Vespera was asking about, some sort of better armor that's not metal.
Right. Yeah, well, wyvern skin armor would be a thing. Yeah, and so the Wyvern-clad, they work at the behest of the Assembly of Princes, which is basically a large panel of nobles and elite tossers who stand about sipping wine and discussing the fate of the poor people, and how they can exploit them for the most maximum profit, much like the real world. And thusly, there is a lot of... You get the sense from being here for a little while, there's a lot of corruption that goes on amongst the Assembly of Princes. Money changes hands. You would never have trusted the Barakyle envoy never to have... attempted bribery and corruption for sure. That's right up their alley. So yeah, what else can I say? Any specific questions?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay. Vespera?
Okay. Nothing.
Nothing.
So yes, we...
Bee's still asleep? Okay.
I think we're...
That's the cheapest role-playing I've ever seen.
I think we're at a position where the Barakyle are going to make it very easy to take over DAGDAGIEL. Or they're getting there. They started off with the water, with the reservoirs. They're going to try and get that, which means they're cutting off the water to the city, which is a big resource to the city.
Unless
they're
there's
getting rid of the Wyvern-clad. It means we're defenseless there. And there was another point which I've forgotten. But yes. Oh, it's the fact that they're trying to win over the people of DAGDAGIEL.
Yes, that is
Right.
concerning.
There was a festival last week, if you recall. Yes.
I have to wonder if the reservoir, because it seems like they're only targeting one reservoir, and as I understand it, there's more than one. I have to wonder if there isn't if they don't believe that there's something in the reservoir that they want.
We could go and find out. Potentially.
Not without potions of water breathing.
Yes, I can't do that.
I mean, I can, but it's a random roll, so
Ooh.
I can burn all my spell slots trying to get one.
And then go the next day.
Well, yeah, basically it's just like because I can do it once per day as a class ability, then do more with first level spell slots. But it's just like I'm rolling a d6 each time, so there's no guarantees. It might take a week, and I still only get one potion.
Nice. So maybe we should talk to your friend Balin about it. I feel like we've got to do something, because it's going to be so easy to take over DAGDAGIEL by the time they're done with it.
You orc! More meat over here! You look very pretty in that outfit you're wearing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, fill that one up. Thanks very much.
Good.
And more of that stew, please. What do you call it? Bannakian stew? Is that dwarven, is it?
That's the one.
All right, more of that, please. Go on.
Thank you, sir.
He's probably expecting a tip, that one. All right, so you go about feeding these people, etc. We can make a performance check for Rokan to see how, just how professional he is at serving food. I did this job once for one day. I spilled a whole plate of food in people's laps. And
got an 18.
You got an
19
18
minus 1.
I see. Thank you for rolling. Excellent. So Rokan does not spill the food in anyone's laps. He does not break glasses, chip plates, because that's what Bilbo Baggins hates. Yeah, cool. Please continue with your conversation, and B, whenever you're ready, feel free to wander down the stairs.
B wanders down the stairs.
Well, look at that.
Well, we have to go, and we have to get ready for Alexander's sick. Is that B?
Where?
B over here.
And Rokan, you see B as well.
Oh, no, go ahead.
And B, you see Rokan in a maid's outfit, basically.
I just look at him and go, oh God. Oh God. Now I'm traumatized. I say this to myself, now I'm traumatized even more. And I see the red-haired Vespera, and I start wandering over.
Okay.
Where have you been?
Hiding.
Okay.
I needed to hide. But I feel like I'm ready to face the world again.
Okay, good. Look, you can always ask us if you need some help with that.
I am aware.
All right. We're going to go to Alexander's funeral shortly.
Oh, yeah?
I know you didn't know him, but would you like to come along with us?
Oh, I might as well come along.
Okay, good.
All right, 2 funerals in one day. Damn.
Yes.
Damn. Okay.
You can make it 3.
You can make it 3. You can make it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay. So, are you guys wanting to go to the funeral now? Are you ready for that?
I think Rokan is waiting on Jasna.
That is true.
So.
Yes, Rokan is waiting on Jasna. That is true. So Jasna and Luther come downstairs, and Luther's this old peg-legged fellow. I don't know if you've even met Luther before, and he's he's a sort of slightly balding, sweaty old man, and he's got this ill-fitting tan jacket that he never takes off. It's got stitches in it. He's such a tight ass. He doesn't spend money on anything he doesn't have to. He's a, yeah, that guy. So he comes down the stairs, leaning on the banister hard as he gets to the bottom. His bones creaking, and he looks over to you. So you must be the orc I've been told about, then.
Yeah, me the orc.
And you've got some. You want to offer us? He looks around the room. Oh, we should have this conversation out the back, I think. Come on. And he starts wandering down that hall next to the stairs, pulls a curtain, and there's a booth back there. You didn't even know it was there, and you've been here many times. Closes the curtain behind you. Oh, all right. So, I understand you've got a child and its mother. You're paying for their stay here right now. Is that right?
Yes.
What's her name? Sarah or something? Is that the one?
That's right.
Yeah, and then you want to offer them work because you're prepared to pay them. You are prepared to pay them to work here for me.
Yes.
You do understand how that
Unless
seems...
you are prepared to pay them to work here.
Well, they're unskilled. They don't have any skills. Besides, the child's just a child. There are,
How does one get skills if no one teaches amongst you people?
Well, I suppose it's true, but she's a little old for a barmaid.
But it makes you look family friendly, which means more people will come.
I don't know if our clientele is families, really, Rokan. Mostly it's pissed bards.
Okay. Let us say that in future time, the child, with your teaching and your guidance, will have learned much more and become more useful.
Look, what I care about here is how much is it that you're prepared to pay them?
How much is it?
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put them on for a week, and at the end of that week, we'll have another conversation like this one. We'll see what they're worth. It seems to me that the young one is not worth nothing right now, and besides which, she probably can't do much anyway. There's people that will frown upon you if you were to, give children some sort of laborious work to do. They don't like that very much, especially those clerics from around the temple district. They'll come looking in your stores for that sort of thing. I heard about whole factories shut down like that. So we have to be very careful about that sort of thing. But as for the mother, she's a bit old to be a bartender or a barmaid. But I'll make this exception for you, Rokan, seeing as you're paying for it. Essentially, it's free labour on my part. So we'll see what we can do. We'll give it a week. And at the end of that week, we'll see how it's going.
Okay.
Now, you're going to pay them standard rates.
What are the standard rates?
2 gold pieces a week in this establishment, which is very high. Very high.
All right.
Right then.
All right.
Well, I'll get you to put down a deposit here, and I shall distribute the funds.
How many gold pieces have I got?
How many gold pieces does Rokan have? Is an excellent question. Stardust Sam, you're sounding completely... the economy is correct. You're quite right. and on that note, I'm going to edit that because I realised as the minute it came out of my mouth how ridiculous it sounded. It sounded like Gilra giving away money on the street. So no, you're quite right. It's probably more like 40 silver per week. Even that's pretty quite a lot. Yeah. No, everyone's bitching about the 2 GP. I wasn't going to get away with that. I can see that.
Good.
It was,
Take him down.
I've been
guys.
shot down.
Take him down.
Yeah, right. All right. You're only here to shoot me down. There's only come and watch my streams thinking poke holes in my story. I get it. That's what I would do too. Fuck them. Okay, so that's 4 GP. What? 4 GP
Super
40
person?
silver. Well, it depends whether a silver is 0.10 or not. 0.1, I mean to say.
The economy's borked because there's a person named Alexander.
It doesn't really matter anyway. We don't really take them. We're not even tracking money properly, I don't think. Are we?
Oh, I am.
You are?
I am.
You are? Okay, hang on. Let's look this up.
He
So,
hasn't really needed the use of money yet.
Yeah.
yeah.
I kept putting it on Alcus's tab. For the most part.
Let's just look at lodgings, for example, per day. So
It's
a
like
modest
5
lodgings,
silver.
5 silver per day. So if you would be paying someone at least that, 5 silver per day, right? So that would be, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 silver. It's almost 40 silver. Plus, food and so on. It's going to be more than that much silver, I think. I think it's actually a fair wage. Now that I'm really getting into the nuts and bolts of this, I'm going to stand my fucking ground. But anyway, it doesn't even matter. Let's continue. So you're paying them. You put down 40 silver pieces.
Down whatever he says, and I make an arrangement with him that he will get every so,
Right.
make a proper agreement about it and everything.
Sure. Okay, so with that done, eventually the mother and daughter do come downstairs and they thank you for the opportunity. Saucer, that's right, and Sarah. So she comes
We will.
down and she says, Rokan, I've spoken with the Master Luther. He says I can work here. I'm going to be on the taps. I've never worked a tap in my life, Rokan. I don't know much about it. Is it hard?
You learn.
I don't think I've ever drunk from a tap, from a tapped brew,
Don't worry, I have a friend that comes here a lot. He will show you and teach you as well. He drinks so much, you'll know it in no time.
Are you talking about that Alf?
Yes,
I know the one. His name is Alcas, isn't it?
that's right.
Ah, yes. Don't talk to me about Alcas, says Jasna. He still owes me 20 silver from last week. Tell him to pay up his tab next time you see that bastard elf.
Because Jasna did him a favor, he'll give her the 20.
Right. You give her the 20.
Yeah,
The 20 what?
the 20 silver that Alcast owes her.
Oh, so you're going to pay for Alcas's 20 silver.
Yeah.
I see. Yes, that does make perfect sense. Okay. All right. Very good. So, B, you're downstairs. Feralt's downstairs. Rokan's downstairs. And Vespera are all in the same place. It only took 47 minutes to get everybody in the same place at the same time without any other agendas on the map.
I'll be back in a minute.
And then Barry goes, DM
Right, so shall we get going, everyone?
Okay. So,
Go.
yep.
Sprout, wakey, Sprout. You need your malt, don't you?
It's like, so I just grimace, slam it back, slam the
Gross.
cup on the table.
Boom.
Ugh. All right. You ready? Is this what we're wearing? What was that, B?
Nothing. It was me making a noise without realizing my mic was on.
Okay. Right.
All right. So,
Well, you know what? Maybe I'm going. I'm gonna get ready. I'll get dressed. Pop into the other outfit, the really nice, pretty one that I go see Balin in sometimes.
I see.
I'll be one moment. I go upstairs, get changed.
Get changed. Okay, very good.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm just gonna say I've made myself as presentable as possible, but I'm still carrying my gear with me because I do not trust the city.
That sounds fair and reasonable.
I buy a sandwich from the kitchen.
Nice.
What?
Hey, Russell, quick question.
Yes, sir.
If I have proficiency with jeweler's tools, does that mean I'm able to appraise the value of gems?
Yes.
Okay, because I forgot I had proficiency with jeweler's tools.
I see. And do you have jeweler's tools?
If you give me an hour, I can magic some up.
All right, you could have done that already.
Yeah, like, so I'm saying, like, is it reasonable that I could have appraised the gems we found?
Sure. Would you like to make an appraisal roll?
Okay, what do I roll for that?
And also remind me what the hell, if anything, I told you about those gems.
You mentioned, I remember, like, something about diamonds. The main thing, you did specifically mention 3 pearls. I don't remember the specifics of the other gems. Jojo, do you have any notes?
No idea, because I wasn't part of that last game, so I didn't really.
No. You were there when we found the gems. They were on the Dead Wizard.
So have you had these seen by anyone? Have you like tested them?
No, we haven't tested them yet. We haven't gotten around to that.
Okay. So
Because
Well,
I think because B had most of the gems apart from the pearls I grabbed, and we haven't seen B.
right. Okay. Well, let's make an appraisal roll. This can be it's typically a tool check, and you'd have to add the tools to your D&D Beyond character sheet. And then use whatever modifiers that you get from your it would be dexterity, I think, and
Proficiency
bonus. Yeah.
Okay, so that would be +4, and so I'll just roll a d20 and +4.
Sure. Yeah. This first roll is for the pearls.
So that's a 10 with modifiers.
Okay. You don't know much about pearls because they're not technically gems, but you can tell that they're very smooth and very clean, except for they have inscriptions carved in very, very small writing on them.
Okay, that's interesting. What can I tell about these inscriptions?
Well, they're wrapped in a strip that goes around the outside of the pearl like a serpent.
Okay.
And it's written in a magical alphabet.
Okay.
You can make an Arcana check if you like.
Okay. That is a natural 20 for the Arcana for 25.
Wow. The runes and sigils that encompass this pearl overall have a general tendency towards ideas to do with empowerment and strengthening, or in fact, you come across a elven giant word that's kind of a loan word from the giant tongue, the Astorian tongue, that means something a bit like, funnily enough, the word reservoir.
Reservoir. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, so I would do identify on them, but ironically, I need a pearl to identify the pearls.
Right. That is ironic.
Weren't you just going to try and use it, Belt?
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to try to use the pearl as a spell component for identify.
You're going to use that to identify the rings that Rokan has. The rings that were from the necromancer.
Yeah, so these pearls, they've got inscriptions on them. I think it's possible they're magic items. So I'm whispering magic items to her.
Oh, okay. This is going to be interesting, isn't it? Trying to use a magic item to.
Well, I mean, the spells does out of character. The spell says a pearl that's worth at least 100 gold pieces.
Is it worth more now that it's a magic item?
If it's if it's a magic item, it's up to Russell whether that would actually work or not.
The jewels, you also will need to make a check for too, if you still want to do that.
Sure. That is.
And you're going to cast Identify by ritual, is that
Yes, that's
True?
correct.
Okay.
So that is a 19 for the check on the jewels.
Okay, they would total about 150 gold worth of jewels,
Okay.
broken down into different types of jewels, sapphires,
Okay.
diamonds, and so
Yeah.
on. Okay, and then you cast Identify as a
Basically,
ritual.
I'm going to attempt to ritual cast Identify on the pearl that I'm using as a spell component.
Okay, and Identify specifically is going to tell us... Dun, 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 dun.
You want the description?
I can pull it up off your character sheet in about
Okay, yep.
2 seconds. Identify. You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them. Whether it requires attunement to use and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. You instead touch a creature throughout the casting. You learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it. Okay, cool. So basically everything. In which case, one of these pearls is not like the others. The one that's not like the others is the one with the spiral writing on it.
Okay, yeah.
And it is a pearl of power.
Okay.
Right.
I had a feeling.
What else was it going to be? Let's be fair.
Oh, the rings?
The ring. Now, you're going to do the whole ritual again on the ring?
I mean, it's like, are we saying this has already taken place?
We can do that if you like.
Okay, let's say it's already taken place, so we're not late for the funeral.
All right, that's fair. Okay, the ring is a ring of spell storing.
I think there were multiple rings.
Really?
Oh, you said rings.
Did I say
Yes.
rings? Well, the other one is a silver ring of wedding bandness.
Ah,
Yes.
silver.
Yeah.
Silver.
No wonder her marriage didn't go very well. No, just kidding. That's fine.
Silvery like the barbs.
Mhm.
All right, excellent. So now that those things are identified, shall we proceed to the next scene?
All
Have
right.
you got anything else you want to identify?
I don't have anything. Do you guys have anything?
No,
No,
I don't believe so.
don't believe so.
Are you gonna give that back to Rokon?
So the ring of spell storing using Identify. Can I tell what spells are in it, if any?
Using Identify, what spells are in it?
Yeah.
I don't think there are any spells in it right now.
Okay. I'll give it back to Rokon. But yeah, it's like, actually that could be quite useful for him, because that would effectively give him, if he manages right, give him 6 extra spell slots.
Fuck yeah.
But he'd have to like cast spells into it at the end of each day.
Right. So what? Basically, you'd have a ring, Barry, that as he says, you can cast spells into, and then the next day you can use them freely, basically using charges from the ring, as well as your own spell slots. So you can Hunter's Mark the fuck up the wazoo, basically, and healing spells and Zephyr's Strike, etc. Is that something that you would be interested in? I mean, B would probably find it quite useful too, to be fair, but...
Well, actually,
Or
I
any
think
of you could use
given
it.
that B probably has the highest level spell slots out of all of us, I think B should get the Pearl of Power. Like, because B is the only, like, single class full caster.
So out of game, that is all very mechanical, and I agree with
Yeah.
you. But B's also the newcomer to the story.
True.
Why do you
Okay.
trust her? Is
Okay,
my
that's
question.
the point. I'm just going to hold on to the Pearl of Power for now, then.
You might as well use it if you're holding on to it.
Yeah, it's like nobody else knows about it, so I'll add it to my sheet, and then we'll just, once B's proved herself.
Okay, that sounds fair. All right. So moving right on, then you you head off to House Caelrin from the Rumbling Pig, and upon arriving there, you see that they have already begun the procession across the bridge out through the front gates of House Caelrin. The whole family pretty much is there, along with the Caelrin House Guard, who are leaving basically a skeleton staff behind. as they begin the long journey out to the necropolis, which you've been to a couple of times now. And you head out there, down through the main gates, out through DAGDAGIEL's various walls and across the canals and bridges, and finally out onto the plains. And you make a right turn and you go past the forest, and this is all very slow because they're moving in procession. And about this point you're starting to realize this is going to be a very long march because of the pace at which they're going, the musicians, the beat of the drum, etc. And of course Alexander's corpse lays on the back of a painted wagon, being drawn by a couple of the nicer horses from the house. Those of you that don't know, Alexander is Jordan's first character in this campaign, who sadly passed away a few weeks ago.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Indeed. Yeah.
Can I get an R.I.P. in chat?
Can we get an R.I.P. in chat?
Rep.
What a fangirl.
There you go. Rest in peace in chat. Hey, D&D player 1131, welcome.
Someone else was thinking the same as I was.
What were you thinking?
Ifs in chat.
F's in chat.
Yep.
I see.
Yes, we follow along.
Right, so you do. And after quite a while, about 4 or 5 hours, maybe more, of traveling, you eventually get to the necropolis. On the way there, you spy there's this particular location out in the woods to the side of the road that you notice out there where it looks like there's something's buried over there. It's kind of sort of obvious, but anyway, that nobody's paying attention except a few of you who were there when that person was buried quite poorly several weeks back. I see you. Yes.
Got the giggles.
Call of Duty answer for PC players. Slamming a medal
Don't ask.
on a coffin. Bang. Yes, indeed. Right. So the coffin is taken all the way to the necropolis, and the funeral is had, and they take Alexander's body into the tomb in which you guys recently encountered a number of undead creatures after it was desecrated by some foul necromancer. So
Yes,
finally,
it was.
Alexander is put to rest, and anyone who wants to, there are some words said. Lord Regan comes forth at the head of the ceremony, and at the point where everybody's gathered around and the coffin is being laid in the tomb, and he says, "I should like to say a few words for my nephew, Alexander. He was often called a strange man, but he was a good man, I believe. He assisted me in my duties with House Caelrin for many years. He was a noble man of spirit, I suppose, you might say. And he had some interesting friends, some of whom are about here now." He looks over at Rokan, Vespera. "I don't have too much to say on Alexander. He was usually quite quiet, although he could stir up a bit of a fuss with the servants. Oftentimes we will remember the times he pulled the bells and all the servants came running to his floor. I gave him quite the whipping for that, a real talking to about that. And we audited his accounts on that matter as well, but overall, he was not a bad fella. His service to House Caelrin was long and dutiful, and few mistakes over that time, over the years. It was unfortunate his downfall came after his friends and he were sent on a particular journey or mission, and unfortunately our dear Alexander was found cursed by an artifact that was not from this world. Perhaps someone who was there would like to talk about that.
You want to know about the artifact? Have you found the stuff?
How did he die, says one of his cousins.
Unfortunately, he was poisoned.
What did the artifact have to do with that?
There was nothing that...
Oh, but the artifact cursed him for sure. That's why he died.
No?
You don't think so? You don't believe so? Oh, well.
No, the artifact was dangerous. And luckily, someone took it from him before he hurt himself. However, we came across a situation where it was just too much for us. We found these creatures that could explode and poison people at the same time, and unfortunately he was caught in that. And there's nothing that we could do. My magic couldn't do anything. No one here could have helped him, unfortunately.
Well, that is a pitiful situation. I'd like to give my thanks to you, Alexander, he says as he puts his hand on his body. The time you spent, the laughs we had. Aye. Good lad. Good lad. Anybody else wish to say anything before we finish the ceremony?
Yes, I'll say something. Alexander, you're an interesting gentleman. I really liked how you were able to manipulate fire. There was never a fireplace that went without fire because of you. And also, you were so giving. I don't know how you managed to do it, but you were very, very generous. I think everyone really appreciated that. Rokan?
Rokan stands up. He comes up to the body and he says, amongst my people, bravery is a thing of importance. It is your whole station in life. It is your whole purpose for living. And I thought it was only amongst my people. But now, knowing this man as I have known, I have seen bravery amongst one who is not my kind. That is why I take these pieces of gold of mine and put them upon his body. For gold was always with him, and he was always giving, and he was always courageous.
Very good.
I will always remember him.
Well, I'd like to give you two inspiration.
I already have inspiration. Can I share it?
Can you share it?
B, you can have my inspiration.
Thanks.
Technically,
Muchly appreciated.
All right. So, does anybody else want to speak for Alt? Do you have any words you want to add, or are you?
No, he's not allowed to speak.
Sorry for the fireball.
I have an idea, but I want to check the lore first.
Yeah.
Do any of the religions in this world have the concept of a ferryman like Charon over the river Styx?
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that would be in the Shadowfell, in the Raven Queen's domain.
Right, with the concept that you give them pennies to pay the ferryman.
For sure, the ferryman.
I mean, yeah, it's like obviously he's giving gold, but I don't know. But the ferryman, my interpretation of the ferryman is he's a stickler. He's just like you hand him gold, he's going to be like, "What do I do with this shit? I can't take bribes."
Right.
So basically, I'm just going to come up and just say, Alexander was a good man. I wish I'd had the chance to know him better, but we'll never know what could have been. And I take out 2 copper pieces and put them in his hand and just quietly say to him, "For the ferryman," and close his hand around him.
And I'll give you inspiration too.
You can give me inspiration if you want. I'll take that.
Yep. B, you're not going to say anything. Doesn't stick,
I'm not
does
gonna
it?
say anything,
Be a bit
'cause-
weird. You don't know him. Okay, so you'd be like, yeah,
It's
Alex
a
was great. He was awesome. I thought he was the best dude. I played him, by the way, but he was.
I played him, by the way. He was me.
What
I'm
I
the
need you guys to
reincarnation.
do right now is roll for initiative.
Crap.
Really?
We're at a funeral.
A natural 1 for a 3 for me.
Oh, me too, but I'm rolling my inspiration, so.
I got an 8.
You got an 8. Okay.
15 for
Well,
Rokan.
the good news is it all populated into D&D
20.
Beyond all by itself.
Ah, nice.
All right. Cool.
Did it count my new roll, or?
I got your 20. Yep.
Yep, very good.
Cool.
Very good.
Okay, so Feralt, everyone, perception checks, please.
Nice. 23.
Right.
I got a 10, so I'm going to say I'm distracted by Alexander.
I
Right.
also got a 10.
You're
I'm just
distracted
confused
by
about where we
Alexander.
are and what we're doing.
Okay, well, at that moment, Alexander sits up. He rises from his spot, laying in this coffer, and he just rises up. And you see now that the staff has been laying next to him in the coffin, and he has it in one hand. His corpse just rises up off the ground to a vertical position. Its eyes pour out this life-draining energy in the direction of you, Feralt. And he rolls a 17 to hit.
Meets it, beats it.
So Feralt takes 8 points of necrotic damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw, Feralt.
Okay. That is a 15 for the con
15,
save.
you save. Target must blah blah blah. Okay, yep, cool. Alright, very good. Oh, I get. Alright, so then an ranged spell attack of necrotic flavour comes spewing forth from his wrist towards Vespera.
Good.
Your AC is what, Vespera?
17.
It misses you and strikes instead into a large candelabra, causing it to burst into a kind of eldritch flame for a moment, and it flutters and burns out. One of the tapestries on the wall flares up and burns away. Vespera, it's your turn.
Ooh, okay. Well, where is that? So I was looking at that spell just before. Oh god, that's very loud. Oh, okay. I
Psychic
need
damage.
to know about the layout here. Now we've got a person who's.
All right. So you want a
Lodging.
layout? Do you want a roll 20 layout, or do you just want some theater of the mind?
Theater of the mind will be fine.
All right,
I just
so
need
we've
to know
got-
like how many civilians do we have?
8 pillars on either side. The pillars are 15 feet back from the coffin in the center of this chamber. Okay.
Okay.
The
right.
coffin is on a stone dais, and it is 3 feet high, and with the coffin on top of that, it's 5 feet high, and now Alexander is floating above that another 2 feet. So he's at about 10 feet high in the center of this room. There is a big archway behind you at the entrance, and at the far end of the hall there is another archway that leads into a sort of smaller enclave room and space with curtains and veils. There are candles all about the room and torches and sconces. Yeah. What else can I tell you?
All right. Well, I'm gonna bring out Theo for my first. What do I want to do? Yes, I do. I'll bring out Theo, get her for my tattoo.
Actually,
And
no, we should
then I'll
really-
have her.
Yeah.
I'll have her teleport us if I see anything coming to attack us, or well, if she sees anything coming to be thrown at us.
Fair enough.
That's my turn.
That's your turn.
Yep.
You know what? I've just realised what a excellent idea I've just had is to actually use the Roll20 map that I made for the tombs instead of, because we actually have a map for this. So we don't have to do this in theatre of the mind.
That's fine. I'll just open up the thing. That's
Open up the thing.
Roll20
Open up Roll20. I know it's a pain in the ass. And I'll grab a.
as well.
Alcus is still here.
Alcus? Oh, right. So if anyone wants to share the map with the audience for them to have a good old laugh, that could be amusing.
Yeah, we can do that. I don't actually have a thing for me, so...
I'm going to put you guys down here. This is the chamber.
Okay, right.
We'll put...
Just use
Theo can
Alex's bit. Oh.
stay back here for now. I've put Alex in there. I don't have... Oh, yeah, Alex, we could use you as a... as for B, if you like. Might be easiest just for now. I can rename the character as well.
Hold on. If I can do it.
And I have something else I can use for Alexander.
Yeah, just use Alexander as B. That's probably the best way to do it.
Okay.
Right. Share screen.
Oof.
You probably want to remove Elkis from there.
Yep.
Unless this is where he's been hiding.
We found him.
That'd be hilarious.
All this time.
Alright, so here we have a bit of a map happening, ladies and gentlemen.
Zambi.
Okay, and so he's appeared there. Now, at this point, when he rises up like that, a group of people, like most of the civilians in the room, start pouring out back past where B is. A few dozen people, basically, start running as the moment this fucking clearly undead Alexander rises out of the box. Traitors! And as I say, Vespera, it's your turn.
I already summoned Theo, and Theo's ready to teleport us.
Theo is ready to teleport you on what trigger? Attack.
If there's a if this creature attacks me, we'll teleport.
All right. Well, the creature raises its hands and begins to cast something. They use a verbal, somatic, and material component from their robes and cast mage armor on themselves, which some of you might recognize, but perhaps not all of you. You can make an Arcana check if you wish. Having cast mage armor, this
That's a 21.
creature, which we shall, for the sake of brevity, call it a Deathlock White, then attempts to drain Rokan of his life. But he rolls a 7 and fails to actually hit you, Rokan. That's a bit sad. Rokan, you're supposed to have had a long rest, so let me make sure that is in effect because
I've done that. You just need to update.
Okay, update. Okay, so I see his hit points were at 14 earlier. All right, so Rokan, what do you want to do? It is your turn. First, unmute yourself.
Unmute, Barry. Unmute.
It was already working when you muted it.
First, I'm going to say...
Yep.
This is not supposed to happen at funeral, huh? And then I'm going to shoot it with an arrow.
All right. Any spells or anything like that at this point?
Oh, Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark. Okay, so bonus action, Hunter's Mark, action, roll to hit with your longbow, please. Jordan, you're on that.
That's a 19.
That's a 19.
Now, a 19.
Okay, and now that we've seen the map, do we need to keep it there for the audience? I would rather see your expressions as I blast the life out of your characters. But
I think the audience deserve to see the map.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
See how you kill us.
That's fair. Okay, so Rokan, you fired to hit. What did you roll?
It was a 19.
19. Well, that's a hit. Yes, even with mage armor.
14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. Wow. Okay.
Plus Hunter's Mark, which is another 3, so
Another 3.
17. Oh, no. Yeah, 17 points of damage.
Wow. Okay. And is that the end of your turn, Rokan? 17 points of damage. Excellent.
Yep, that's it.
All right, cool. Feralt.
Okay, so my Arcana check was 21, so I obviously recognize the spell.
Yep.
Also, can I get a token on the map?
Oh, you do not have a token on the map. Yes, you
Yeah.
can. Do we have normally a token for Feralt? We do, don't we?
Yeah, we do. It's just we don't have it. We
Don't
have
have
it
it
on the
here.
quarry, but not on this one.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me find your token, Feralt.
Yep.
My library. Russell's Games. DAGDAGIEL. Here we go. I have found it.
Okay, so I would have been pretty close to Alexander.
Don't worry, don't freak out. I can resize it.
Did somebody cast enlarge on me?
Ah.
Okay, so I would have been. Oh, it's not letting me grab it.
Oh, hold on. I haven't assigned it to you yet.
Okay, that would make a difference.
Yep.
For some reason, I can move Rokan though.
Everyone
Oh,
can
we
move
can all-
Rokan.
That makes sense.
Feralt, it is now assigned to you.
So yeah, I'd probably be like about here.
Okay.
So you said he's 2 feet off the ground?
Yep. 2 feet above a 3-foot dais. Oh, and a 2-foot coffin. So 5 feet plus 2 feet, 7 feet. So he's actually
Okay.
about 10 feet from the floor.
Okay. So if I climbed up on top of the dais and coffin, could I make a grab for his component pouch?
You could try that. Yep. You could certainly
Do
try.
it.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I'm going to try and grab his component pouch.
Okay, so you are going to make basically it's not a sleight of hand so much as a attack roll. I think it's like an unarmed strike.
Okay. For some reason, I don't. Yeah, I don't have unarmed strike on my sheet for some reason.
Really, that's a very
That's
bizarre
so
thing.
weird.
Doesn't D&D Beyond just automatically generate one?
It's plus your
yeah.
strength, isn't it? Oh wait.
Yeah,
no.
I got negative strength, so I guess I'll roll a d20 with -1, I
Well-
guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that's an 8.
That's an
so I'm pretty
8.
sure that doesn't hit.
Yeah, I'm afraid you can't quite grab his pouch there, Feralt. Do you have any other actions, bonus actions, movement, flavor, or dialogue?
Okay. Can I try it again with Mage Hand? I suppose. Oh wait, no, I don't have that sort of Mage Hand. I guess that won't work. Screw it. I'm just going to Frostbite him.
Frostbite. Okay, is that a roll to hit?
That's a con save.
Con
13.
save. Okay, here we go. Con save is a 17.
Yeah. So he just kind of shakes it off.
Yeah, afraid so. Okay, so your frostbite strikes him, and you cover him with this hoary frost, but it doesn't seem to do anything particularly to him. But yeah, it seems he's not really taking damage from that particular attack. Is that the end of your turn, Feralt?
I am going to use my movement to get out of melee range. Then I suppose that might provoke an opportunity attack.
All right, you are gonna. So you're provoking an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, he makes an opportunity attack. It's gonna be Grave Bolt 20 to hit.
Wait, is that a spell? I don't think you can normally do opportunity
He
attacks with
doesn't
spells.
actually have anything except spells. So
Okay.
I guess he doesn't get an opportunity attack. Yeah, fuck
Okay,
it.
yeah, I think like basically
right.
like I think unless
It's
you
got to be a
it's
melee
special,
attack and an opportunity
yeah, it's
attack.
got to be like a melee attack unless you got a special feature like maybe I think Warcaster might let you do it.
True that. Never mind. Okay, so that's the end of your turn, Feralt?
That's the end of my turn. Yes.
Okay, B, you are next.
The thing I do in my thing is I see my friends starting to be attacked. I cast Mage Armor on myself. Which takes my armor up to 15. Then that's the end of my turn because I can't do anything else.
No bonus actions, nothing like that?
Nothing like that yet. No.
Okay, Vespera, it is your turn.
Okay, well, I'm going to bonus action cast Shillelagh on my staff.
Okay.
And then I'm going to walk up to him. Somehow, once I find roll 20. I'm going to walk up to him and I'm going to attack him.
All right, with your shillelagh staff.
Yes.
All right, roll to hit.
All right, Shillelagh, where are you? Where did you go? 16.
16, just hits.
Excellent. Well, he can have 8 points of awesome damage.
8 points of awesome damage.
Yeah.
He's got vulnerability to awesome damage. Damn. Okay, so,
Awesome.
all right, do you have any other actions, bonus actions, movement, flavor, dialogue?
I've used bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
I've used my attack. That's it. Theo isn't ready. She's dodging.
All right, Theo is dodging. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. The Deathlock White attempts to fire a grave bolt in your face, Vespera. And it rolls...
Is there a penalty for being that close?
Yeah, because it's a ranged spell attack. It's at disadvantage. Which is lucky, because the
What?
first roll was a 23. The second roll was a 15.
Nope.
Does not hit.
Nope.
Okay. Second attack. As it moves... can it move past you? No, it's not going to do that. Opportunities. Dirty opportunity attacks. Oh, wait. It casts fucking hold person on you. Make a wisdom save.
Okay.
Is it able to cast 2 spells?
Cast 2 spells? What was the... Yes, it can, because the first one was a spell attack that it has as a power.
Okay, sweet. So 9?
9 to save?
Yeah.
Okay, you are paralyzed. You are frozen.
That's okay.
Paralyzed. You
I've got all my friends to try and shake everyone.
at the end of your turn, the target can make another wisdom saving throw.
Is it a concentration though?
It is a concentration spell.
Good
yes.
to know.
You don't know that though.
It's for your sake, really.
That's true. Rokan.
Okie, hang on. Okie dokie then. I am gonna fire at his mouth.
At his mouth. Roll to hit.
Yeah.
24 to hit.
You hit him in the mouth, and you do damage, plus your Hunter's Mark damage.
Only 7 points of damage this time, plus the Hunter's Mark, which is if I can push the button, thank you, 6, so that is 13 points of damage.
Nice. Okay. He screams as you strike him in the face. The arrow pierces through his head. Just a quick question, but this is quite important. What sort of weapon are you using, Rokan? What is your bow?
You've got the +1 longbow he's using.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. The Deathlock White's head explodes as the magically propelled arrow blasts through his eye and out the back of his head. The whole creature just flops back to the floor as a dead corpse at that point. And the staff clatters across the floor. Ding, 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 ding.
One bonus action to unmute yourself there, Vespera.
Thank you. Do I shake out the whole person?
Yes.
I would also like to mention that since Rokan is wearing the braces of archery, he gets a +2 to damage rolls.
No, not that it matters. He's dead.
Right.
No, but it's a good thing to remember.
That is true.
It is
That
good.
is
It is
true.
good to remember.
So first thing I'm going to do is I see that staff looks dangerous, so I'm going to mage hand it, drop it in the bag of holding as weird staff.
Weird staff. All right, very good.
And then since a corpse is an object, can I repair the damage with mending?
No. This is a precedent that you're trying to set here.
You broke him.
I don't know, guys. What do we think?
Forget I asked that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
It's too late now. He started thinking about it.
I know. Now I'm gonna ruin
the game by having to think about this now.
I'm gonna
this is an ongoing debate among people about whether you can fix it. You might say that a corpse is too complicated.
crowdsourcing here. What does the audience think? I'm curious to know what the consensus is amongst the audience. Inspiration for somebody. Who's that going to? D&D player 1131 says fix the body. Casper says I want to ask everyone to roll.
Okay.
Everyone has to roll. Okay, go on. Let's
All
get a
right.
roll from everyone. Just a D20, no mods.
D20.
I
Won't
got a
be to me
16.
today.
Otherwise, okay.
Rokan got a 9.
Rokan got a 9. B got what?
I got a 16.
A 16. Vespera.
Nope.
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 Feralt.
19.
19. So it's for Feralt.
But I've already got inspiration,
You
so I'm
already got
going to
inspiration?
give it to Vespera.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So Vespera has inspiration. We can probably close the map now.
Okay, thank you.
Close the map now. We can do that. Yes. Map closed.
Thank you very much.
Huzzah.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Huzzah. Huzzah.
All right. So, what do you do now? Everyone's basically run out of the place. You did kill the Deathlock White, and Lord Regan comes stumbling in through the darkness, carrying a torch. What's happened here? What happened? What was this? What was that thing?
I don't know, but it was holding the staff.
That was
Who put
Alexander.
Sal
That
in
was
there?
my poor dear nephew's. Oh, God. He walks forward and looks at Alexander's body. It's been wrecked now.
Reagan, who put the staff in there with him?
It was not I. I do not know. I shall inquire who did this. Who put this here? And the various servants sort of look at him and they look wide-eyed and they run off as if they're going to go and find out.
Okay, right.
You've taken the staff? Where is it?
I just say to him, Lord Reagan, it seems a bit dangerous. I've got a bag of holding, so I've pushed it in there for safekeeping.
Alexander was you sort of the arcane arts, not unlike yourself, I suppose. He was not able to contain it. Why do you think you can?
I don't know that I'll be able to contain it. I'll need professional help, but my first instinct was to get it out of the way, so at least try to contain it in some manner rather than leaving it lying on the floor where anyone could touch it.
I see. Good instinct then, I suppose. If you can get it to someone where it will be safe.
I have a contact who might know something about it.
We
I
cannot-
will do what research I can and see what we can do.
Good, good. We cannot let this fall into the wrong hands.
I agree.
Very well, then I will clean up here quickly, and then we should return back to House Caelrin for the feasting. Right,
I
so
look at Feralt like, are we still going to the bowl? I mean, we weren't considering going to the bowl in the first place, but they're kind of expecting us now. That's what I'm saying with my face.
Basically, it's just like,
Casper has an interesting question in chat. I feel Feralt should answer this question.
I don't know what the staff is, so I don't know. I wasn't there.
No, the question: what does the interesting DM mean when the poor lad's body was saying traitors?
Right. Oh, that. Right. So basically, when we were fighting the orcs, I rolled a 1 on Firebolt.
So this is in the sewers, and they're fighting.
And-
They're fighting the clan of the cult of Yurtrus, god of disease, in the sewers.
So basically, Alexander, I'd used Spare the Dying on him, but he was unconscious on 0 HP. I rolled a 1 on my Firebolt, and it hit him, putting it back on death saves, and because of his poison, healing wasn't working on him, and none of us had the ability to cure poison at that time.
And it was yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know he was poisoned.
So
I tried to give him a good berry, and it wouldn't go into his mouth.
That's why they're traitors, because they failed to save him. See?
As if Frolt didn't feel bad enough about that already.
Yeah. Well, you know, I want Alexander to feel that he got his, you know.
Okay. So, I mean, as
catharsis.
we're cleaning up, I'm going to find the 2 copper pieces I gave him and put it back in his hand, just like for whatever this is worth.
Fair enough. Have you spent your inspiration yet?
I've got an inspiration. I gave one to Charlie, and I haven't used it, but I appreciate. If you want to give it to somebody, does Rokan have an inspiration or B?
I think Rokan does have one.
I have inspiration.
We all have inspiration.
Okay.
I'm
All
pretty
got
sure.
inspiration right now.
Okay.
We have all the inspiration. Can we give it to chat for chat to give to us later?
No, you cannot.
Yeah, this is
Cheeky motherfuckers. Okay, cool.
Can I just give it to Casper himself, because he seems to be really active in chat, and I feel like
Yeah.
that deserves inspiration.
I do too, yeah, for sure. Casper now has inspiration. Yeah. I don't know what he's going
You
to do
can
with
spend
it.
it on D to any role you like.
What? Don't listen to them. Listen to me. They don't know what they're talking about. They just talk a lot of shit. Okay. Alright, so the funeral basically wraps up, and you guys head back to DAGDAGIEL. You head out of the necropolis, and you take the funeral wagon all the way back to DAGDAGIEL. As you do, I will ask for perception checks.
That's a 7 from me.
This is a 7 for B, okay.
Wheel.
It was a nat 1 for Rokan.
And that one for Rokan. Fucking hell. Rokan, you are noticing that the clouds are darkening and the weather is going to close in this afternoon. What did everybody else get? So, B...
I got an
Yep.
I got a 12.
12 for Alt.
8.
8. And B?
There was a 7.
Okay, so nobody notices shit. Nobody notices shit. Okay, cool. Very good then. Well, you get back to DAGDAGIEL, and it does rain, and the clouds come in, and the mist rises around the city. It's some of the worst weather you've seen here since you've been here, and the lightning and thunder breaks out in the late afternoon, long after the funeral is over now, and you've just got back to the city. The sun's beginning to go down. Yeah.
And we're...
First.
Harold, are we going to go to this ball thing?
Let's just make an appearance, give our greetings, and then leave as soon as we can.
Okay, alright. B, are you going to be alright to go to a fancy ball? I don't know. What is it with people and funerals and balls? Like, the two shouldn't go hand in hand, surely. Right?
Is there any way to buy like a... Oh, well, because I've changed, but is there any way to buy like a mask?
A mask?
Like a masquerade mask?
In the city? Yeah, for sure. There's masks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, then I'm going to go buy a mask and turn up as like a... You know, as a masquerade ball, you know, get one of those masks on.
Alright. Do you want to describe this mask you're going to wear to this funeral after party? This wake?
It's going to be black, obviously, because of death. It's sort of going to have, like, bees on it. not like bees, but it's gonna have like butterflies and stuff on it. It's more of a happy, like it's a black death mask, but it's
Okay.
also a happy kind of
Yep.
kind of spreading out the happiness and the joy of life. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, I mean it makes sense. The whole celebrating death as a part of life thing,
Yeah.
kind of business. Yeah. Okay. Oh my God, Pharrell's wearing a mask.
Oh my god, he's wearing a mask.
Crikey,
Well,
dick.
Looks
Yeah,
like we're all
I-
going to turn up in masquerade masks.
Well, there
I'm
you go.
not, but-
Turns out that masquerade masks are apparently in vogue in DAGDAGIEL, apparently. So that's good to know. And
Just with these two.
Vespera and Rokan, are you going to wear masks?
No. But I have
No.
I was wearing my fancy sort of like dressy coat thing anyway, so
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm at least dressed up.
Fair enough.
I'll just wear my fancy armor.
Okay, well, you go to the party and you are well fed and looked after, and more speeches and stories come out. You start hearing and meeting members of Alexander's family, aunties and uncles, people who've come from around the city but also from other parts of the world at short notice. And thusly you feel that you've gotten to know a little bit more about your once companion who has so recently passed away. And
Do we see Lord Calorin?
yes, you will see Lord Caelorin at this.
What does he look like?
What does he look like?
We've never met him.
You've never met him, but he's been in the game actually. Might have been before you started. Jordan, you've played
I was here the
scenes
entire
with,
time, so
with Lord Caelorin. Lord
Yeah.
Caelorin is an older gentleman as usual. This time he has he's got like liver spots on his face and body, and he wears a thin crown and has cold blue eyes. He has short silvered hair. He's quite thin and rakish. He has very fancy looking boots and gloves and outfits and finery, and often wears hats made of fur.
okay.
Yes. And of course there's Lady Kelrin and the rest of the family as well, but yeah. Okay.
I'll go up to him when I have a chance. He might be busy.
His name is Valdrith, by the way.
Valdrith.
Lord Valdrith Caelorin. Okay.
Hello. Yeah.
You approach him and he turns to you. He's sort of quite regal. He's one of the princes of DAGDAGIEL, right? And he's got attendants and servants and so on, and they've got all these black feathers coming out of their various costumes. And they cast strong silhouettes and shapes in the light, in the candlelight, at this ball. He turns to you. Lady Vespera.
That's me. Your Lord Valdrith Caelorin?
That is correct. Welcome to our household and to our
Thank you.
keep.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I just wish to offer my condolences.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Alexander was with us for some time, and you were there when he passed. Is that true?
Sadly, yes.
Did he die well?
Oh, he died valiantly. We were in the midst of combat.
Well, that is something I suppose we can tell the nephews and others, put that in the histories. Alexander
Yes.
died valiantly in the sewers of DAGDAGIEL. So, you and your company, then, you must have been set adrift now that you no longer have employ with Alexander. Are you looking for employment and work? Is that why you're here?
Potentially. I have to talk about it with everyone. We have sort of a more pressing matter that's sort of It involves everyone.
Pressing matter that involves everyone.
Yes. I don't know if I should be talking about this here at a funeral.
Well, my dear girl, come this way.
All right. I'll be like, Geralt, what B? Oh, Rokon, good.
So it's
Oh,
just
is
like
it alright if I invite everyone?
They're your companions.
Yes, they're my companions.
Bring them with you then.
Okay.
I shall meet you in the adjoining room behind the throne room.
Very good.
Beyond the Megaron, he says. All right, and so he does. And so a few minutes later, you come piling in, and Lord Valdrith Reagan, fuck me, names, Jesus Christ, today. I'm not having a good day. That guy that you were talking to, yeah, he's there. And so you guys all come in, and he watches you walk in. Come in. Would anyone wish for a drink? You realize there is a servant in the room. They're the only other person in the room.
I was just about to say dragon's breath, but then I realized that it's illegal and I wouldn't be able to get any.
Yeah.
It's like crack.
it's a noble. I mean, you never know.
He is one of the princes. He probably could get some.
It would be amazing if there was any dragon's breath around here, but
It's about supply and demand. And the problem is supply, not demand.
Yes.
Okay, so you come in, and Rokan, how is Rokan as he comes into this antechamber behind the main hall, the Megaron?
He's silent.
He's searching for the on button, I suspect, for the.
The on button's not working.
There it is. Yep, it's going now.
Because anyway, he's feeling kind of sad, but he's also thinking about, just his friend and what he got to know of him for that short time. And he's wondering what he's going to do next.
All right.
Pretty much.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Lord Kelrin looks at each of you, and the servant comes and brings you each a drink if you wish. They offer you some from a tray.
Oh, I definitely take one.
So Rokan snatches a cup. All right.
Yep.
B, do you grab a cup, or are you good?
Take a cup.
Take a cup. Okay.
I'll take a cup and I look at it and I just scull it.
Just scull it. Okay.
Mm.
It's
But what it is.
It's medium quality wine. It's not even high quality wine. It's not the dregs, but it's not the best wine.
Not the best wine.
It's okay.
I'm just surprised for a prince.
Funnily enough. So
I thought I'd ask what your opinion is of the Barakyle being such a strong presence here.
the Barakyle envoy, those red wizards of the Isles.
Yes.
And it's funny you mentioned them now. They have been influencing the politics of our city in vastly too many ways.
I think it's pretty obvious. At least from our perspective.
It was only today that one of their number, Azanador Larakis, came before us at the Assembly of Princes. It performed a kind of illusion before all of us to show us the details of a discovery that had recently been made. Did you know that there is an Orcan tribe not far from the city, less than perhaps 2 weeks, who are bannering their men at present, ready to march on our city for the crime of murdering their refugee camp? Apparently, their refugee camps were wiped out and destroyed. Dozens were slain. Up in the quarries. Not so long as perhaps a day or two passed.
We're aware of that.
You are aware. How do you know about that?
Well, our refugee camps were attacked by someone. We heard about orcs and we heard about. Did we hear about Barakar wizards? Okay, so there was a whole bunch of things that happened. Orcs came and they took a large amounts of people from the refugee camps we have here. There was also Barakar wizards that took some of.
You say they took them from refugee camps, but was it not the orcs' refugee camp that was attacked?
That's why we went there. We went there to rescue our refugees.
I see. So this is some tit for tat.
Yes. And are you all planning to send out the wyvern-clad guards?
Well, there's been orders from up on high that we are to prepare a marching army over the next few months.
I don't think you should do that.
Well, I respect your opinion deeply. What is your name again?
Vespera?
Vespera. Humble and very notable servant of House Caelrin and honours, etc. for your past deeds, but
Yes.
the Assembly of Princes will not listen to you. You are not from here and you are not a noble among them.
No, they might not listen to me, but they might listen to you.
And I am one voice among all of the houses of DAGDAGIEL.
We can get many voices. We just need one to listen. If you send out those guards, you're going to leave DAGDAGIEL defenseless. And already the Barakyle are everywhere.
Do not conflate the guards with the legions. The guards will remain in DAGDAGIEL. I'm sure of that.
Yes, but if there's a war which involves DAGDAGIEL, you need your army here. And if you're sending all your men out there, there's nothing here.
Who do you consider would be our enemy if it were someone that we are being exposed to?
I look at the others. I would say that the Barakyle are using the orcs as a distraction while they are the ones that are actually the ones pulling the strings.
I would not put it past them.
But what do you all think?
Put it past them at all.
Me?
I know for a fact. I have seen in the orc camps Barakal wizards.
You have?
Yes.
Barakyle wizards is this back in the Angkor Ma'ak or is this here?
The refugees.
The refugees.
I have already informed my mother that she should not listen to the Barakal wizards.
Your mother? Sorry, what?
Yes.
Who is your mother?
Kagi Mingo.
Now I'm going to make a check. Chaotic bubbles.
Yeah.
The name seems familiar. Who is this? Some Orcan chief, I suppose.
Yes, she is an Orcan chief.
Your mother is an Orcan chief. Fancy that.
Nevertheless, I have seen at the refugee orc camp Barakyle wizards.
You've seen wizards
See,
there.
They have connected themselves with a cult called the Red Fang amongst the orc. Also,
So you're telling me that the
the cult is
Barakyle...
not respected amongst my people.
And out of game, Barry, just to add a little bit of detail and flavour to what you already know as an orc from the Angkor Empire, you know that the Barakyle envoy have sent their envoys into the Orcan Empire looking to purchase strong Orcan warriors as slaves. And you've heard whispers of this creature called the Tanaruk, which is a kind of orc fiend hybrid monster, like a demon that's been built out of an orc's kind of body, or possibly soul.
They also apparently, and they've talked to the Emperor, haven't they?
You've heard that.
Now, I have heard that they have talked to the Barakyle have talked to the Emperor of my people.
Ah, well, they talk to everyone, Rokan. They speak even to the Empress of Doors here in DAGDAGIEL. Only a few nights ago we saw a contingent of them, 3, speaking privately with her Eminence. Eminence? Eminence. Eminent Eminence.
That is not good for the princess.
It is not good for the princes, no. It made the assembly a wee bit concerned, in fact. However, we can never gauge who amongst the assembly is on whose side or where loyalties lie.
The Barakal wizards are also taking the strongest of my people and enslaving them and turning them into some kind of hybrid.
Oh yay, says Casper, more ads. I'm sorry, Casper. But if you subscribed, I think you wouldn't get ads. I'm just saying.
But I can hear you because there's ads.
Yeah, he can't hear me. Well, he will hear me in a minute. In a minute.
I'm gonna be able to hear you now.
I'm going to type it in for him because he can read the chat. Being cheeky, though. Tolol? What is tolol? That's not a word.
You also spelled ads wrong.
I can't spell anything right now. I'm amazed I even made it this far into streaming. Okay. Now, do you have any other questions?
With this information, is there anything you could offer us in order to help everyone? Everyone of DAGDAGIEL? We can't let this keep going.
Well, it's hard to tell if it's the whole picture or if it's I'm not sure there's any easy, quick solution to this. This is very high-end politics.
Yes.
I have a question.
What is your question, Rokan?
Why and who gives the Barakyle this kind of power?
I couldn't answer that question, not for the life of me. I can tell you only that they come from the Isle of Barakyle. It is a nation in and of itself. They have high cliffs about their island. There are but a few settlements, perhaps 5, and one city, Barakyle itself, and it is said to be on the highest cliffs of all, on the edge of the isle, battered by the winds and the sea. And they have, for centuries, they have travelled the world in boats of their own making, borne upon the wind that they control.
Why do people give them such influence in their own cities?
One can only assume that the use of devilry and magic is at hand. We're all afraid of them. No one will speak against them. No one will move against them. They have too much power. I, for one, would not stand against them. Better to flee, or to die. But perhaps what we can do is we can undermine them, as you say, form an alliance. I will try and find you the names of some members of the Assembly of Princes who might be sympathetic to our cause.
That would be wonderful, thank you.
I would not be surprised if there are more of us than we expect. It is merely the intimidation of the Barakyle envoy that keeps us silent. Yeah.
Thank you for your help. Thank you.
Very well. If you have any more immediate concerns, if you need somewhere to go or to hide, if you need somewhere to stay, you have all... He looks at B twice, actually, as he says this, but he says it anyway. You have all assisted House Caelrin greatly so far. I would appreciate your further assistance in the future. You've done well.
Thank you.
You put down that creature, that rose from my steward's nephew's corpse.
That we did.
He looks up at you, Rokan, and you, the killing blow. Aye. Well, good luck then.
Thank you. And I'll turn to leave and
All right.
make everyone leave as well.
She makes you all leave. Anyone gonna resist that?
Nope.
Nope. No resisting.
Rokan's already uncomfortable here as it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
No resisting of the leaving. Okay, so
No.
Yeah.
you make your way back down through House Caelrin, 10 floors through the keep to the base of the tower that is set into one of the 5 massive walls of the city, concentric walls. And you get down to street level and you come out. You can make dexterity saving throws.
Can I ready a produce flame?
Ready what?
Ready a produce flame.
Produce flame.
Yeah.
Before or after your saving throw?
We'll do it after.
All right.
It's a 16 and a 19 from myself and Rokan.
Okay, so you guys are good. Pass.
I got a natural 20. If that is a
natural
card, I'm
20.
gonna throw the freaking flame at it.
Okay. Ferelt?
I got a 4.
4. Okay, so for Ferelt, basically, you're the victim here. As you step out on the street, Ferelt, this cart comes wheeling around the corner, spraying mud and feces and muck all across your costume and jacket and robes.
I have a look around. Is there anywhere I can duck out of sight for a moment?
As you're considering that, Vespera fires off a produced flame from her hand. You can roll to hit.
Thank you. This is so dumb. 18.
18. Well, I'm glad that wasn't a natural 1.
It was really close.
I was really
Like, right
hoping
next to
for a
it.
natural 1 because there were going to be casualties in the form of DAGDAGIEL children and all kinds of bad things
Why
were
are
going to
they
happen
up
to
at
you.
this hour? That's
Why are they
crazy.
up at this hour? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's medieval times.
Right. What's the time? It's medieval time. I'm going to get medieval on his ass.
It's nighttime with a K.
Yes, night time. That should be the name of our stream. No, it shouldn't. Okay.
So
Okie dokie. So you get sprayed. Firebolt goes off. You rolled a what?
Produce flame. I rolled 18 in
An
total.
18. Okay, so you hit the cart. You can roll your damage.
Let's go almost max. 7.
7 points of damage. Oof. Okay. The cart catches on fire, and the wheel itself is kind of starting to fall apart from the impact of the produce flame bolt hit. It's kind of wobbling and it's flaming, and the flame is going up onto the back of the cart now, and you're seeing it burn up onto the straw that's sitting on top of the back of the cart.
I think once it becomes once it can't really move, I'm going to create water on top of the fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Create water on the fire. What's the range on this spell?
That is a good question. Create or destroy water. It's 30 feet.
30 feet. 30 feet. Yeah. Are you running after the cart to do this?
Probably a little.
A little? Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of angrily storming after them. So, yeah.
Okay, so you set it on fire, now you're putting it out with water.
Yes.
It's still raining, so to be fair, the flame's not going to get too far anyway, because it's soaked the straw on the back of the cart. You produce some water on it and you put it out.
Yeah. And
it's all steaming. But the cart stops and you can hear someone going, "What's that? What's that? Gods!"
I'm going to storm up to him.
This dwarf
give
gets
him
off
a
the
piece
back
of my mind.
This dwarf gets off and turns around. "What's going on here?"
I'm so sick and tired of people like you inconsiderately driving your cart through here and making people like us covered in dirt and muck.
Can you make another dexterity
How
saving
dare
throw,
you.
please?
Alright. 8.
8. And as you say that, another cart coming the opposite direction comes crossing through the street, spraying mud all over you. And the dwarf also gets covered in mud and shit. "Gods!
How'd you like that, huh?
You set my cart on fire! What's wrong with you? Are you out of your mind?"
Well, what's wrong with you?
"Me?
Yes.
I am merely following the bylaws and strictures of this town and city. What are you talking about? Not once have I been called into question for my driving of my cart."
Well, I'm doing it right now.
And who are you?
I'm Vespera.
Should I make an intimidation check?
Should I add fire to the mix?
Vespera.
I'm Vespera.
It's like Emma.
It was so close to a natural 20.
Jordan and Avery remember Emma in Sunfall throwing the goblin down the hole.
Oh, yeah.
Sunfall.
I was trying to save that goblin by threatening him, in my defense.
I'm
True.
gonna use my my thingy.
Your thingy.
My thingy. Okay,
Inspiration.
well it's a 10 now.
It's a 10 now. Okay,
Yeah.
so it went from a what to a what?
8 to a 10.
From an 8 to a 10. Okay.
I was hoping
cool.
for more, I promise.
Cool. All right, and that was an intimidation check. Get off my fucking road, he says. He starts walking back around to the front of his cart. He starts climbing back up and picks up the reins. You're in the way!
Good luck driving it.
Get out of the way!
Your wheel is screwed.
Gets up and has another look at it. "Oh, gods, what have you done? I've not hurt you, but you've destroyed my wagon and my livelihood. I've got 5 kids and 2 wives. How am I going to pay for all of this if I cannot get my wagon back to my..." And he's going off.
Well, you should have considered your actions before you did this.
"I demand a recompense."
No. I demand recompense. Look at my child. Look at him.
God.
Cast prestidigitation on him.
He blows this whistle that he pulls out from inside of his jacket as hard as he can. You can make
Time
a...
to go.
Time to go.
Time to go, time to go, time to go.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Yeah.
You know what? Well, this is... when I see him pull out the whistle,
Yeah.
I cast sleep on him.
Okay. Roll your sleep dice.
Let's see, where is it? Hang on. Why? It's using up spell slots, but it's not rolling the fucking dice.
Uh-oh. How many dice do you get? It's like
Your D&D Beyond is weird.
It's like,
5d6 or something? Or I can't remember what you roll for sleep.
hang on. Is it doing it in the... It's... yeah, look, I'll just... I got dice in front of me, just
You
a
got
sec.
dice.
5d8. Okay, hang on. This is like... D&D Beyond, it's just like... Seriously, they expect us to pay money for the shit, and half the
I
features
know.
don't fucking
Half
work.
of it doesn't work, yeah. But it's so nice of them to go back to the OGL 1.0.
Yeah, so nice of them, after Paizo sold out 8 months of stock in 2 weeks.
Right. Wow. Wow.
Okay, so hang on, sorry.
That's true. Pathfinder's going like crazy at my work.
But they don't have a really good online tool. I mean,
I figured it'd
Roll20
only be a matter of
kind
time.
of works, yeah. You can use Roll20. So what,
yeah.
what are you rolling at the moment? Your sleep.
Sleep. Does he have less than 17 HP?
He is asleep.
Okay, he's asleep.
So he
That's just-
takes out the whistle. He collapses to the muddy, wet road. And throughout,
so-
he's got like a minute.
Yeah, so how bad is the axle? Like, is it... Can I fix it with bending?
Well, it's clearly still burning, and some of the spokes have been burnt through to the point where they pretty much will break.
Okay, I just say to Vespera,
Yes,
we need to go now.
I agree. Let's go. I can't wait to get prestidigitation.
It's all right.
Prestidigitation. Thank you.
Prestidigitation.
I was on my way anyway.
All right, so
Yep.
Rokan was already on his way. Excellent. So,
It's lunchtime now.
all right, where are you heading?
No, it's almost dinner. It's bedtime.
So
We're
you
going-
ate to the Rumbling Pig.
Yes.
Every day is lunchtime to me.
All right, so you get back to the Rumbling Pig. Can you guys make perception checks, please?
11.
11,
Natural
11,
20 for a 21 to me.
21. Holy
Thanks for
crap.
carrying us.
Wow.
And a 18 for
18
Rokan.
for Rokan. Okay, so Rokan, I'll start with you. The other two don't notice anything particularly.
That's
Vespera
because
and Ferrell.
Geralt's prestidigitating me.
Right. Ooh.
Thank you.
Say it again.
You know what? While I'm at it, I pick out like a buckle or something on your gear and magical tinkering it, so whenever you touch it, you smell cinnamon.
Wow.
Oh, I love this.
That's cool.
Class ability.
There you go.
Just spamming
Rokan, as you're moving through the streets, passing under the eaves and below the shutters of the houses above, past the many floored buildings and tenements and what have you, through the markets in the rain, passers-by occasionally come past the occasional cart or wagon or contingent of city guards. But amongst all of this noise and things, you pick up the sense as an Orcan ranger that there's somebody or something following along on the rooftops above, on the left-hand side, as you move through the city's various layers and through the various walls.
I'll just keep going and listen.
Okay. B, you got a 21, didn't you, for this?
Yeah, natural 20.
Right. So you actually see for a moment, as the rain is coming down, and the way that the light from one of the 7 moons, the sanctum, breaks through the clouds for just a moment, and that light backlights the rain, and in the rain you see the shape of this little creature that's actually invisible, but the rain is not invisible, and the way that it moves through the rain gives away its shape just for a moment as it leaps from one building to the next. You hear its feet scuff on the tiles of the next roof.
I just keep walking casually as we're doing it, and I go, "We're being followed by a creature. I think it is a quasit."
Yes, you would identify it as a quasit, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We're
me
being
know.
followed by a quasit.
Me know. How about you knock it off and I get interested in me first?
My button smells like cinnamon.
I go over to Vespera and smell and go, "It does. That's very nice." And then
and relevant.
I cast. And would I be able to still see it, or is it now gone invisible again?
It was never actually visible. You just saw the rain
Right. Yeah.
as it moved through it.
Would I still see the shape of it where it is now, or no? I've lost sight of it. Yeah,
You know that it was on that roof 30 seconds ago.
Yeah. Okay. 30 seconds is too long for any kind of attack. I just keep walking
All right.
towards the rumbling pig.
All right. Very good. Very good.
When I hear them talk about that, I call out Stolas to keep an eye on it and see if he can spot it.
Okay. That's fair. Stolas can make a perception check. It is nighttime. It is raining. It is, obviously dark.
I mean, Stolas is an owl.
Yeah.
So...
I'm trying to think
Okay.
what the... Yep, okay. We'll just make a standard perception check for
Okay, he does
Stolas.
normally get advantage, so would it be rolling flat?
Just a flat roll, yeah.
Okay, so his modifier is +3, so it's +2 on top of whatever he gets.
All right.
So that would be a 15.
A 15. Okay. Stolas is unable to find any evidence of the quasit, unfortunately.
Okay. That's fair.
Yes. So you guys continue forward to the rumbling pig.
Yes, that we do.
All right. So you go in, and there are about 11 odd people currently drinking and laughing and playing dice over and around the place. The bard is asleep with his head on the table next to a bowl of mostly finished soup and fish bones. There are some discarded potatoes on a plate, on a large platter on the table. There's some sick in the corner, which Jasna is currently cleaning up with a mop and bucket, whilst singing a little ditty tune of her own to keep herself amused. Olaf apparently has knocked off, and the cooking has finished for the night. The kitchen is closed. Yes, and Luther is nowhere to be seen. The fire is getting low. You see a rat on a table at the back of the room stealing some cheese from somebody's leftover plate. It's quite brazen.
It's like, I call it Stolas. Stolas, rat, go get it.
Okay, so Stolas swoops across the room, diving at the rat. You can make a Stolas attack roll.
Okay, I don't know if, I think... one sec. Yeah, I don't know if this counts because apparently, according to the stat sheet, familiars can't actually attack.
He can't actually attack.
Well, it says attack restrictions.
Technically, yeah, that's true.
But it does have, it does
Against
have
a
a
rat.
+3 to hit.
Does
so,
he have a grapple?
He does not have a grapple.
He can make an athletics check as a grapple.
He's got -4 for strength.
I guess, yeah, that's true. I mean, he should be able to get a fucking rat, doesn't it? It's an owl.
Well, I mean, it's like he's got +3 to hit and 1 slashing damage, so I'll just roll it.
Yeah, just roll that, yeah.
Stolas crit the rat.
Oh my god.
One moment there's a rat, next minute Stolas is just gulp, gulp. There's a tail sticking out of Stolas's mouth.
I didn't know if Marias could eat.
And there's a piece of cheese in the air tumbling. As it falls to the table, it breaks up into little bits of smaller pieces of cheese. Okay.
That's really impressive.
Very good. Well done, Stolas. Well done. So you lot are back then, says Jasna as she cleans up the last of the sick from the corner.
Yes, we are.
Aye.
And you'll be staying the night, will you?
Yes, please.
You got your room all sorted, don't you now? Sure you do.
Yes.
Aye. Good, good.
Aye.
Try to be quiet. I don't want you to wake up that fucking bard again.
Is it that bad?
He was alright when he was sober, but that was about 5 hours ago. And he's been going downhill ever since.
I don't think that that one's capable of going uphill. Why do you let him still play?
It's true.
Luther's cousin.
Oh.
I just commiserate with her on
There's
that.
nothing I can do about it. Aye, his name's Lantern.
Lantern. How long have we got in the night?
How long have you got in the night?
Yeah, we're about to hit the bed, right?
It's about 10 bells now. Yeah, 11 bells.
Okay, I go up to him and I touch his back, and I bestow the fire of the fires of Lathander. It's a druid spell, so it's
Is that guidance?
coming from somewhere. It's not guidance. This will be lesser restoration.
Lesser restoration.
I'm gonna make this guy sober.
Okay. He suddenly wakes up. Oh! 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 What's going on? Who are you?
Hello, I'm Vespera.
Oh, well, Vespera, you say? Well, I'm Lantan. And I would like to play you a song.
Excellent! Excellent. Play me a song.
Picks up his lute and he says, I'll sing about what did you say your name was again?
Vespera?
Vespera. Vespera had the hair of... let me see. And
no, he's not great even when he's sober.
yeah. I rolled with advantage, and I still only got a 10, and a 1. So yeah, he's still quite shit. So anyway, he tries to compose a song off the top of his head. He gets through about 3 lyrics before he's unable to rhyme any further, and he gives up on that. How about I just play something we all know then?
That sounds wonderful.
Right, now, where's my spoons, he says as he collects some spoons, and he stands up and he starts playing the spoons on his lap whilst he's playing his lyre, and he's going to try very hard to entertain you all. And I rolled with advantage, maybe a 17 actually.
Oh.
17. So he plays a pretty good song in the end, and it is one you all know. It's a marching song.
It isn't the song of Rianne, Little Middle Finger?
It is not the song of Rianne, Little Middle
Rianne
Finger.
the Big Mouth?
Rianne the Big Mouth. It is not that song, nor is it the song of the Bard of Vaingate and Fahar the Feckless. But yes, it is another song, an original one, entitled DAGDAGIEL Marching Dirge.
A dirge?
Well, it's a dirge because when you're marching, you're probably going to die.
I know, but why is he playing that currently? We want something jaunty and upbeat.
All right. We'll try something else then.
Yes.
All right, and he gets another 17, weirdly enough. You can tell me what this song is about. About lovers?
About the grand, what was it? The Great Alkis.
The Great Alkis. So that, okay, all right, so this is a song for the great Alcas.
Yes.
Do you want to pay him to write the song?
No, I imagine it already exists.
It already exists.
He's done enough deeds in this world, don't you think?
Ooh,
He
yeah.
fixed that villager's car.
That's true, but that was a village. That village was quite a long way away, and they didn't have any
He
bards.
saved the life of a nobleman,
He did. Yeah, he did. That's true.
and
Yeah.
he made his name known amongst all the guards.
That's true. Yeah.
And he
That's for
used
the
to
right
live in
thing,
this
though.
place.
That's a significant amount of.
He used to live in this place.
You've collected quite a lot of mythology there on Alcas, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, I'll grant you that. So this song is about Alcas the Great, the newest hero of DAGDAGIEL, the fine
Unfortunately,
elf
gone missing.
from afar, who has come from Sidariel to Larathion to grace us with his presence. Okay, cool. And then what do you guys do? After eating, drinking, and making merry for some hours until the wee hours of the night, I suppose.
Oh, I think it's about time to make a whole bunch of berries and then go back to bed.
All right, so you're going to make some good berries.
I'm gonna make all the good berries.
All the good berries.
I've set up the fire. I'll set up my seat. And
Alright.
I'll sit at the fire and
Alright.
go to sleep there.
All right, as you're preparing to go to sleep there, Rokan, you hear a creak of footsteps on the stairs. And then you see feet. And then after a moment, you realize that the old Luther is coming down the stairs, leaning on the banister as he does. And he looks up at you, and he gets to the bottom of the stairs, and he squints a little because his eyes are not what they used to be. And he picks up a lantern that's on the bar, holds it up so he can kind of see you a bit better. You all right there, lad?
Yeah, I'm good. What are you doing here? I know you live here, but what you
I own this place.
I know. But what brings you here at this hour of the night?
Well,
Down here, I mean.
I come every night to check it, make sure no one's stealing or otherwise compromising my premises.
So,
Now,
how
you've
did
been
the
here.
mother do tonight.
You've been here for a while now, haven't you? Staying with us. You have a room upstairs, but you prefer to sleep here in the dining hall in the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been thinking about this. After our conversation today, it occurs to me that I could employ you too. Part-time, night times, while you're sleeping here, you can be our night watchman.
Yeah, I do that.
Very well. I'll give you a silver piece for every night. And if you have to defend the place, I'll give you a bonus. We can talk about that when it happens.
Okay. Fair enough deal. I'm here anyway.
Here's one in advance, then. All right.
Thanks.
And old Luther gets himself a shot of some very hard liquor from behind the bar. And he looks up, he says, "You want a dragon's breath, lad?"
Oh, tastes like piss.
Tastes like this. Each to their own. Each to their own. And he shoots himself a dragon's breath. And promptly collapses to the floor.
You roll a 1 or something?
I rolled a 4.
Ah.
Rokan will pick him up
Yeah.
and find a room to put him in that's free.
Right. Very good. By the way, I am assuming that at some point before the funeral, Rokan took off the barmaid's costume.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It'd be funnier if he didn't.
It would be funnier if he didn't.
It would have been, but I'm assuming he would have because he's not a moron. All right.
Yeah, no, I took off the barmaid's costume.
Very good. Okay. So, what you guys going to go to bed? Long rest, short rest, anything
Long
of that
rest.
nature? Okay. Who's sleeping in what room?
We're sleeping all together and we're taking break. We're taking watches.
Taking watches. Okay. Cool.
Sorry, I'm leader mode here.
Well, the next.
Let's not get snuck up on, eh?
Does anybody have anything they want to do in the morning? Is there any special plan for anyone getting up first or anything like that?
Oh yeah, wouldn't mind selling off those gems so we can split it between the party.
Okay. Okay, so you want to try and sell the
buy
gems?
a skin.
Gonna
in
buy a
the morning.
skin? What sort of
Yeah.
skin are you planning to buy?
There,
Fur.
Human.
bear skin.
Human skin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make her another coat thing.
Okay.
Aw.
All right. So you go to the markets early in the morning and start looking for some fur.
Yeah.
The markets are still setting up and opening, but I'm going to get Jordan to roll you a persuasion check as you speak to... let me see here. Find me an NPC.
This is a 17.
17. Wow. Okay.
Wasn't 18 minus 1.
All right.
He knows us first.
Yeah, so Rokan, you get talking to this fellow named Gilrad of House Baleburn, apparently, who is selling fur out here at this time, lowly servant, and yeah, once he realizes that you know what you're talking about and that you've done this before and that you know what you're looking for, he gives you a discount. And you get it for about 9 silver pieces.
Okay.
You know what sucks? He's got Rokan's only got 8 silver pieces.
Ooh. Okay, so Rokan, you go to pay him his 9 silver pieces, and you realize that you're 1 short. And
Oh, I'm 1 short.
all right, you can make another persuasion check for me. If you
Hang
want.
on.
Yeah.
Jordan, did you add the 1 silver piece from last night?
I did, yes, which was... He had 7, he's now got 8.
Oh, so close.
So close. Let's do another persuasion check.
What were you?
Natural 20 for a 19.
All right. So what do you actually say, Rokan, with your natural 20?
I say, this is gift for little girl. If you let me go, I go get money and bring back.
It's for a little girl, you say?
Yeah. Someone stole her coat that I made her.
Oh,
I make coats.
You take it for 8. You take it for 8. It's fine. You go.
Oh, thank you very much. You are a fine man of fur.
Haha. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And I hope to see you again soon.
You will. You will.
All right. So off you go back to the tavern, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. And Feralt, you were going to do a thing.
Yeah, I was going to go out and try and cash in those gems and get one of the pearls valued and then sell it.
Okay. Do you want to make a persuasion check too, please?
Okay.
And based on our persuasion check, we'll be able to have an accurate gauge of how it is we should roleplay this scene.
It is an 11.
An 11. Oh, okay. And did I give you prices on those gems?
You said you said it was 400 gold for the gems, and I haven't had the pearls valued yet.
I thought I said they were worth about 180 gold
Did you?
today.
Did you? Maybe I misremembered. Sorry.
That's okay.
Just whatever you say goes.
All right. Well, we'll say I'm going to split the difference and say 220.
Yeah. Okay. It depends on what the guy will give me for him as well.
Right. Well, okay. So 220 is the supposed price. That's the price you're going
Okay,
for.
220. Okay. Yep.
All right. So you wander into his stall, and we'll have a female gnome proprietor this time, and she looks up at you as you come in. Well, hello, sir.
Good day to you.
Good morning. And how's your morning been?
thankfully uneventful so far.
Oh, that's good to hear. Have you heard about... Oh dear. Oh, never mind. Yeah, so how can I help you anyway?
I had a pearl... Sorry, getting to the right accent. I had a pearl I'd like to have valued if you're amenable.
A pearl to be valued. Oh, I'll have a look.
So I hand over the pearl.
All right. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Now, out of game, which pearl are you giving her to look at?
The non-magical one.
Right. This is a very, very good pearl. This is a almost perfect. Almost flawless.
Can I do an insight check to see if she's playing it, if she's being straight with me?
Sure.
It's worth 99 gold.
That is a 17 for a dirty 20.
For a dirty 20.
Yep.
You believe that she's being straight up with you.
Okay, yep. It was the almost perfect part that got me. Okay. Yep, continue.
Well, we didn't give a price for the pearls, did we?
No, because I rolled
Just
a bit
the
low and
gems.
you said that pearls weren't really gems.
Right, yeah, right. Well, you got just one of these, or you got more? Where this come from?
I'm only planning to sell the one, looking to sell the one at the moment.
I see. Well, do you know what you want for it? Or are you just looking to get it valued?
I was looking to get a value, and then I was considering selling it.
Well, I would buy it from you for 50 gold.
That's the one.
Hmm. Is that your best price?
Oh, I suppose I could go to 60.
Okay. I also had some other gems to sell. They're not pearls, but I can show them to you if you're interested.
I'll have a look at anything you got like that. Yes.
Okay, so I pull out the other gems we recovered,
Right.
and using my knowledge, my proficiency with jeweler's tools, I actually am able to discuss them a bit better and comment on them a bit.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, so it's like basically.
Do you want to make a
saying? Yep.
persuasion check with advantage?
Okay. That is a natural 20.
A natural 20. Okay, yeah. She gives you ultimately 250 gold for the gems.
Okay.
Um,
And I will also sell her the pearl for whatever she's willing to give me.
all right, she gives you that for 60.
Okay, so that is. Sorry, how much? Did you say for the
250 plus 60, so 310.
So 310, and it's like I guess that's divided. And so basically, I take the money and I'll split it evenly with the group once I get back.
Wow, what a nice guy. Okay,
It's just like he does the right thing. It's his character.
Aw, see, that's just what my character would do, man.
Well,
The
yeah,
right
this is what
thing.
my character. Because I made a character who's not an asshole.
Right, exactly. Fuck. We should clip this and then post it everywhere. Okay. Cool. Okay, so you finished your appraising and so on. You've gained some hard, cold cash to boot. And then you see Rokan go past with a fur. And it's very early right now. You had to get up very early in the morning to do this.
So I call out to him, Rokan.
He come. What? Oh, what are you doing up so early?
It's so early you can see your breath.
It's like, so I quietly just say to him, I was able to sell the gems we found on that dead wizard. I'll give you your share back at the inn.
Okay.
So basically I just say that to him so it's like he knows he's got some money coming in.
Okay.
And then basically just travel with him quietly.
All right.
Okay.
And so you quietly get back to the inn, and at the inn, I take it you give him his share.
Yep.
So
So
one
an equal
third of-
share.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, B was there when the wizard attacked, so she gets her share as well. So I'm
Right.
gonna split it just 4 ways.
Okay.
So according to my math, 1/4 of what I got is 77.5 gold.
Wow. Okay, so everyone's adding 77.5 gold.
Cool.
Yeah, and I then find the others and I go back up to the room and give them their share as well.
Okay. Cool. Do you guys sort of have a bit of a meeting together to do this?
Yeah, I imagine I'd get Rokon to follow me up, and I imagine
Alright.
the others would still be in the room because it's relatively early.
All right. So B and Vespera, you're still just sort of getting up, getting dressed. You're probably last stages of getting ready to go down for breakfast when the door opens and Faralt and Rokan come in. Rokan has a new fur.
I imagine I'm in the middle of my sending spell, so I'm just being like, oh hey, Yonin, I'm just over here in the tavern. Oh, sorry, someone just interrupted me, and yeah, take care.
All right.
I
Just
don't
a
know how
quick
many
note.
words that was, but
Yeah, just a quick
He was
note.
like,
It's
hey,
25
hey,
notes.
I know, I
It's
looked
like,
it up.
and it just trails
The idea
off
was
halfway
there.
through the. It's like when your answering machine cuts off and you just keep talking. The person's yeah. Okie dokie. So I'm leaving this to you. You guys are in the room.
Yeah. I just say to them, I was able to sell the gems I took off the dead Batterkyle wizard, and I'd like to give you all your share.
Oh, thank you. Please next time knock. But thank you.
I'm just gonna say that Rokon just barged in, and I just kind of poked my head in after him.
What if we were in the middle of changing?
I just point at Rokon.
Oh, we don't care, my people.
And I just say, you try explaining human manners to an orc.
Also, the door was not locked.
Also, I like to say, next time, I think this thing over here is called a lock.
Okay, look,
Oh.
we were in the middle of, we were almost ready, weren't we, B?
We were almost ready to. We were about to come out.
But,
Okay,
yeah.
well, I caught them at the right time then, because you don't really want to be handing over large quantities of gold in the middle of an inn.
You're right, yeah.
Good
Like
point.
be asking for danger.
Yeah.
So what's on the agenda today? Stopping
Hey,
the
money man,
Mercantile, what?
Hey, money man, no.
A money man?
Yeah.
No, Rokan, the wizard that attacked us in that other inn had some gems on him. I was able to sell the gems so we can afford to buy things we need.
Okay. All right. I remember. Me, I only killed them. I know. Anyway, okay, I understand. Right.
I think we need to go and make friends in higher places.
Why?
Because it's not, what we're fighting now is not something we can really do with swords, bows and arrows and sticks.
Do you say sticks?
Well, yeah, my bonk stick?
Oh. Okay.
It's a
All
magical
right.
stick.
Yes. Yes, it is. But yes, what we need to do is we need to make friends in higher places so that we can eventually get to someone high enough that can really put an end to our threat here. Oh, also, did we send a message to Juzan?
No, we haven't had a chance yet. The funeral ended up taking up our whole day yesterday.
That's true. Should we do that?
I believe that would be a good idea.
Where's Stolas right now?
I'm gonna say he's out on the roof.
Okay. Very good. You can see him out through the shutters of the window.
Just like kind of like up against in a nook or something, so he's kind of like can see and hear what's going on, but he's not silhouetted or anything.
Right.
So how much gold do I have now?
About 77 or 78?
Well, he had nothing, so he has 77.5 gold.
No, so he has 12 gold currently. He's now got 89 gold. He's got 3 platinum, but no electrum, silver, or copper.
All right. I will go downstairs and pay for my 2 charges
Yep.
in advance with gold.
All right. Okay. All right. So you go and have that conversation with. Actually, Luther's not there, so that's tricky. But you can speak to Jasna, and she says that she will.
Go to Jasna.
She tells you that she will organise for you to meet with Luther later tonight when he's back.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Me good. I'll sit down in my chair by the fire and start work on my using my tasks and everything else that I have to make the coat.
Can I get perception checks from everybody, please?
15 for me and a 9 for Rokan.
And a 9 for Rokan.
10 for me.
10 for you.
7.
7. So 15 someone got, yeah? Let me have a look here at the...
that was me.
That was you. B, then, over the normal din of wagons and traffic and markets and children and animals and wildlife, all of the sales and marketing going on outside the window, not to mention the weather, you hear what sounds like marching boots, fairly high quantity of them as well. Marching
I run
down
up to the
street.
window.
Okay, you run over to the window, and looking out the window, you see this contingent of guards in what look like wyvern skin uniforms with shields and swords and helmets, bearing the banners of DAGDAGIEL and the royalty, the green motifs of DAGDAGIEL, and they begin to line up outside the very tavern that you're in.
Fun.
Amongst them,
Yes.
B.
Yeah.
Amongst them, you see 3 individuals that do not look like wyvern-clad guards. They look like wizards of the Barakyle.
Oh shit. Oh.
And you see 1 hawk flying above.
You just see me going, oh fuck, shit. Fuck. And you see me suddenly panic, and you just see me going, like, looking around, and I'm like, Vess.
I will go over to the window.
We've got to go.
You can hear them
Alright.
entering from below now.
I summon Theo. I gather everyone around, and I teleport us down to the ground floor.
You teleport down to the ground floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
15 feet.
Through the building.
I'm already
I
there.
think out the window.
Yeah.
Out the window.
Out the window.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, everybody can make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm aware of this. Do I have to make one?
You still... What's the
There's a
range? 15
17
feet,
for me.
you say, but
15, yeah.
you're on like the top floor of this place.
Yeah,
This
I
is
can imagine it
It's
being.
going to be a little bit further
very
than
high.
15 feet. So you will teleport above the ground, out from above the eaves, so you won't probably land on...
Okay.
but there is a little bit of a fall.
Okay, right.
Would Theo actually put Vess into danger, realizing that it's going to be putting them above?
That
Well, it's
probably won't
what-
be too high.
It's not gonna kill anyone,
Yeah.
you know, but it might twist someone's ankle.
Ooh, 7.
Oh,
This
okay.
is weird.
Vespera.
This is weird to say.
It's okay. It's okay. I can heal myself. I've got all the berries.
Right.
All the
But you
berries in the world.
take 2 points of bludgeoning damage from your landing.
Oh.
What's the DC?
The DC is 12.
I got an 11.
Oh. Okay. So you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. It might be that you landed right in front of a cart.
I'm guessing. What if the reason Vespera took 2 and I took 4 is because Vespera landed on top of me?
That could also work. Sure. Okay.
I got a 17.
17. Yeah, you're fine. So B, you just like drop to the ground and you stand up like a. B lands like a Marvel superhero.
I grab a berry and put it in my mouth.
We better
grab another berry and put that in Fiddles.
Did Rokan get a dex save?
There
No,
is
'cause he's
one
in his
problem
chair.
with that. He went down
Oh,
before them.
he's down.
I'm doing the
Oh.
I'm doing a jacket by the
Shit.
fire.
Oh, okay. So you're downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
Rokan.
lift straight up.
Rokan, the door opens, and these soldiers march in with 3 red wizards of the Barakyle envoy. One of the soldiers come forth, and he looks down at a list of... he's got a scroll there, and he opens it up and looks down at it. He says, Are you Rokan?
What if I am?
Then you and your companions are under arrest.
I wasn't aware that you run the city.
This is the guard, not the Barakyle wizard.
Oh, what am I under arrest for?
You are under arrest for a number of things, as it happens, but mostly for an attack upon a refugee camp. Now, put your weapons down, put your hands in the air. Rokan, make a perception check, Rokan. Check for Rokan.
It's a 9.
Okay, don't worry, keep going.
Slight problem there. We freed some slaves that had been taken.
A number of blades come out of scabbards in a sweeping maneuver, and...
I say again, we freed some slaves that had been taken.
I have my orders! You are under arrest, as are your companions.
Who do you get your orders from?
You will have a chance for a trial, fear not. We're not barbarians here in DAGDAGIEL.
I'm not of this country.
Perhaps in your empire they'd just cut off your head and stick it on a stake on the edge of the gate or something. Here there'll be a trial.
I claim diplomatic immunity.
You do not have it. You are to be led before the assembly of princes. Where are your companions?
As far as I know, upstairs.
Right, 12 soldiers go in and past this group of soldiers, and they go tearing up the room upstairs and start stripping it. You guys are nowhere to be seen. Pop, you've gone out through the front door. A couple of minutes later, a soldier comes back. Sir, they're gone! Find them! And a whole bunch of them start going back out again, but another 12 of them stay right here with you, Rokan, pointing their spears at you. And one of the wizards is there, and you can tell he's got a readied spell. Just ready to fucking do something to you. You don't move, you stay here unless you want to help me find your friends. Might be better for you if you do. This is the guard.
Barakyle?
No, the Barakyle envoy guy does not speak. They do not speak. They are not in charge of this. They are there to observe, by the looks of things.
I wasn't thinking of going nowhere.
Good.
I have work to do.
And not today, you don't. Today you will be seeing the assembly of princes. Manacles. Where's the blacksmith?
Tell them
Bring him in.
about their gods.
They bring in this dwarf blacksmith, and he's got like a couple of manacles. He comes up to you and he looks up at you. Hands out, sir.
All right. Take me if you wish, but I have nothing to say.
He clamps the manacles down and closes them and locks them. And the dwarf
He looks at the
retreats.
Barakal wizard.
The wizard is standing
How many
there.
of them are there?
3 red-robed wizards with very, very pale skin with black tattoos written in strips down their skin, down their faces.
How many are there?
3.
You will be first. You will be second. And you will be third.
You can make an insight check. Can you make an insight check for Rokan, please?
It is a 16.
16.
This is a 16.
You get the impression, Rokan, that these wizards want more than anything for you to try something.
You think you know fear. You don't know it yet.
How many hit points does Rokan have?
Are you going to sleep?
He has 32.
32. And how many what is sleep again?
5d8.
5d8.
So you'd have to roll high to get them, unless they
pretty.
upcast it.
Could upcast it. Could definitely upcast it. What would I like? It's a third. It's a first level spell, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a first level. It's 2d8 extra per level.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, and he's got how many?
32.
32. That's a lot of fucking hit points.
32.
He's got you got a pretty good chance of not getting put to sleep here. I'll just have to say that up front. But there is also a fair chance that it might happen. 4, 5, 6.
He's upcasting.
Shh! You didn't hear that. It's
I can
player
hear you
information.
counting.
Shut up. Shut up. All right.
And
32, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rokan, you don't go to sleep. Okay, so the first wizard turns to the other one, looking a little bit disappointed. And then that one releases their spell, and you make a wisdom save.
Well, actually, that sleep spell should have put somebody in the area, because sleep spell to sleep, because it is an area of effect spell.
That's true, but he could shape the area of effect around
That's
Rokan
19.
and into the wall.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
19. Fuck, Rokan. Okay, so the second wizard tries to cast something on you, and you feel yourself start to go paralyzed, and then you just grit your teeth, and it just doesn't work. You just overcome the power of the spell. And the third one looks at you, and they look at each other, and they decide not to do anything right now.
That is probably a smart idea.
What do you want to do, Rokan? I mean, they're casting passive spells. They're not attacking you, so to speak. They're not trying to hurt you physically, but they've tried to paralyze you and put you to sleep so far. Do you have any other anything else you'd like to do right now?
Like I said, you will be first. He will be second. And you definitely will know pain.
The third one opens his robe, and he takes from within it a small black circular object made of cast iron with a little lid on it. And he puts it down on the table in his gloved hand. And as he raises his hand from it, smoke and incense begins to pour up from it.
He holds his breath.
Alright, so you're holding your breath. Okay, so meanwhile, our friendly friends who are outside in the rain on the street, you've teleported down onto the street, you've managed to survive the short fall, not taking too much damage. What do you do?
we get the hell out of there.
Where do you
Run.
go? Where?
Oh gosh.
What are you
I'm
looking
thinking,
for? a tavern, an alley, under a wagon, behind some carts, behind some hay bales, into the sewers, House Kaelrin, the market, the gates. Where are you going?
As we're running, where should we go? I'm thinking House Kaelrin.
I think that's the best option.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
House Kaelrin. Let's go to House Kaelrin.
Yes.
Go to House Karen.
If we run out of options, I'll make Theo help us escape again. I'll put Theo in my jacket.
So while we're doing this, I cast
my-
disguise self on myself,
Okay.
and just basically same general gear, but just kind of like change up my appearance and hair color and features a little bit,
All right.
enough that it's like don't look like the same person.
I too cast disguise self for myself.
Okay. Very good. What do you look like?
What can I do? I've never actually used that one, so
You can't. If you want to change your height, it's limited to a foot up or down, but otherwise, as long as it's humanoid.
cool. I make my appearances more masculine and more male, and I make myself a foot taller.
Okay. Are you still human?
Still human, yeah.
Okay.
I think actually no, I become an elf.
Okay. Clothes?
I think I would make my clothes a bit more ragged.
A ragged elf.
A ragged elf, yes. Oh,
Okay.
okay. I don't like that. So no, it's gonna be more fine. It's gonna be you know,
All right.
washed up a wee bit.
Right. Ragged elf might draw more attention than not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just thought about that.
Yep.
Like
Cool.
what type of elf, by the way?
Yep. High elf, wood elf, drow. High elf.
High elf.
High elf. Okay. Cool. And Rokan, you're still in the room right now.
Yep.
Very good. And so you
Being
guys
let out, I would imagine.
are heading for House Kaelrin.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Rokan,
We'll come back for you, we promise.
you probably need to make one more perception check, Rokan. Can we do that for Rokan, please?
17.
Okay, Rokan, you realize as you look about and you see the shutters of the rumbling pig, and you look out onto the street and you can see the plumes of many helmets, more guards outside. They are fucking serious.
So am I.
Okay. All right. Well, I feel that it is 10 o'clock. This is the time to end our stream. We have a nice tangle to unwind from next week. So we've created all sorts of issues and problems, mostly for me.
Yep.
And we'll see how we resolve them next week. And in the meantime, we're going to raid somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's have a look. Who can we raid?
If only Isaac was on.
If only Isaac was on.
I mean, it's a ridiculous hour for him, but yeah.
Okay.
Russ,
Yes.
at some stage when you know how we play a game and I come before everybody sometimes.
Yes.
I want to talk to you about
All
a
right.
certain part of this game. Not that this other part's been fine. I
Sure.
just had an idea about something. I want to see if you like it.
All right. Cool. Well, we'll sort that out. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to start a raid on
Thank you, everyone.
D&D game run by Evil Doer. I think he's a Kiwi
Yeah.
like us.
Nice.
Nice.
And we are ready to raid.
Yeah.
Say hello to Evil Doer and tell him where you came from, and if you get time, like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Because we love you. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
And
Bye.
we're
Bye.
out.
Bye.